Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 8. I'm fairly certain, I can never remember for the life of me, of Backspace. More trials as of today. I'll just go ahead and tease everybody with that. We were just talking about it off camera before we actually went to live. I was trying to scare everybody. So how are you guys feeling?
Trying?
Going into the actual live stream.
I'm so scared.
Good. I'm not gonna. I was telling you guys things. No spoilers, obviously, but I'm not gonna say any of that to the audience. The audience has to go ahead and just wait. Not gonna be too long, but they have to wait. So don't leave the stream yet, anybody.
Oh my god!
Also, to anyone in my Discord, my mod is a liar. Don't listen to Amy. She's trying to trick you all. I won't explain that to the cast, but don't worry about that. Anyway, let's see. What announcements do we have, if any? This is another one where I'm like, we need to do a recap because last week introduced a lot of new stuff, and I'll see if anyone else wants to do that. Probably not Nathan, because Nathan has been a busy boy.
I'm in a new apartment. Wahoo!
A very busy boy. But as I'm trying to think if we have any new announcements, I really don't think we do. Does anyone want to take the recap for last episode and some of the newly introduced characters?
Oh shit, we did. Oh my god.
While we mentally do recaps, do you want to talk about tomorrow night's programming as part of the announcements?
Oh, sure. Yeah. That's a good idea, Mike. I will go ahead and do that now. So, I think I've only actually announced this on the show one or two times because it's a fairly new thing, but as I have been saying the past couple weeks, my other show that I run, Cannon Clash, my game show, has a new episode tomorrow, just like every Saturday now at 8 p.m. Central Time. And the reason that Mike was smart and thought to remind me of this is that Mike is a guest tomorrow. Mike is going to be one of the contestants on Cannon Clash. I also just realized I gestured over to the side, which is where Mike is on my Skype call, and not where he is on the interview. There he is. Mike is going to be a guest on the show. Also, Friso Cosplays, who is, if you saw one of my videos from Fan Expo Dallas that I posted, the guy who did the Iron Loki suit, the guy who made that, he's going to be on. And then Aquazart from TikTok is also going to be there. So it's going to be another fun episode. I still need to finish writing a few questions because I did get a PS5 this week and have just been playing way too much Diablo. But hey, I'll have it done by
completely unrelated.
That's really all that matters.
Completely unrelated.
That's really all that matters. But I believe announcement.
I do want to give a disclaimer that most of the cast, the ones that do go on the Discord fairly often, are staying off of the Discord because I realized that you guys are talking about other people's private, the private moments.
Good point.
Yeah.
Got it.
The one-on-ones, and we can't know any of that
We're
shit.
not allowed
So
to see
feel
that.
free to.
Yeah.
No, you can't. I'm going to also say that. Well, no, I won't say that yet, but there's more private things this episode. So
Yeah, so we have to
if you
stay off.
sent art and stuff,
Have to stay off.
that's locked down for secret purposes.
Yes,
right
we are
now.
not.
We're not gonna get
We are not ignoring
any
you for any other
spoilers.
purpose other than trying not to spoil ourselves so we can play the game properly.
Yes.
Yes, good. Don't spoil my storytelling, guys. Earlier this week, I will say, in between playing Diablo, I did maybe I shouldn't say this yet, but it has no story details, so I'm going to go ahead and say it anyway. I finalized, the mechanic setup for one of, if not the final boss of the show. God, it's going to be cool.
Oh, man.
It's going to be a fun thing to DM, but we got a few episodes before we get there. So on that horrifying weeks-long foreshadowing note,
I hate
anyone
that.
want to cover the recap?
No!
Don't. It's going to be really cool. It's going to be very cool.
We could get. I'll try and get us started.
Mike,
So,
who's over there?
starting off, Glib went off for his test. Didn't seem to die, thankfully. None of the rest of the party knows what happened there, so that's not going in the recap.
I do love didn't seem to die. I love how that's where we're at in this series.
Yeah.
It's just he seems alive.
He seems alive and the same.
And
As
the
alive
same
as
question
usual,
mark?
I guess,
Nate isn't going to
Then-
start another hashtag based on this one. Hopefully.
Hashtag Glib is dead. I'm so ready.
At the risk of putting in too many references, in the hangar we were then assaulted by Daredevil if he was a Tails doll accompanied by an all-consuming void.
That character's no longer in the campaign because of that thing that Mike just said.
They're dead now.
Character's gone.
Suddenly gone.
So we ran to Good Bit's apartment. We ran into another scary person. She was a feline woman, a lion woman.
Yeah.
very cool, but also probably could have killed us if she truly wanted to. Then we ran to Polnares. We got met up by another Call of Duty looking motherfucker who's also a member of this order. I don't remember the.
So yeah, I got the
ship
name.
they had.
So
Yeah.
the demon was the Rejector.
Mhm.
The Lion Woman was the Nihilist.
Yes.
The Call of Duty guy was the Objective, and their ship, which was black with a white outline, was the Empty Threat.
The Empty Threats.
People were saying that name was stupid in the chat, and I want you to know that I'm personally offended by that, because I think that name...
I thought it was really clever.
I thought
It's a
that
really
name
cool
was clever.
name.
And if you didn't like that name, it did hurt me a little bit when you said that.
Yes, we discovered the Empty Threat, so as kind of a last-ditch effort, we retreated to Emmy's sort of office domain place. Emmy's completely off the deep end, by the way. Gotta Secrets just cannot hold it together.
No.
And at the tail end of the session, Bello did his test. And then Momo, if you want to recap what you conferred to the party after your
I
test.
told them
the important stuff.
everything. I met with Canyon.
Yep.
I was told that both fellows are called the Empath.
That is true.
Mm-hmm.
Nathan made a weird face into the camera and then just booked it.
Oh dear.
Also the nihilist called Glib the Relentless, which we're pretty sure would be Glib's equivalent title.
Yes. As far as you actually,
as far as we know, we didn't see it happen. It hasn't been hard confirmed, but like it feels like we dropped a clear enough trail of hints.
Glib said that. Glib was like, yeah, that's what I think.
Yeah.
Did Glib say? I think Glib
Yeah.
confirmed it. Someone in the chat said Nathan is running from his tests. So on that note, let's make it so that he can't run anymore. Do we have anything else to say, or should we just go ahead and get into the episode?
Did we mention the fact that the last thing that happened is that we got into a huge argument and Emmy dipped and disappeared?
We sent
I
Emerald to
was
go
gonna
check out the
cover that.
ship.
I'll
Oh,
do the
shit,
last
yeah.
little- I'll do like the last little bit.
Yeah.
So, Bello
Mhm.
seems to have some level of ability, for reasons not fully understood yet, to communicate with his extant better than most others that you have seen. To the point where he was actually able to ask it for help, which it provided in the form of a weird little time cube that has some sort of connections to the God of Time and possibly Time Skimmer, and there's a whole bunch of weird things there that I'll leave for the party to figure out amongst themselves. But the last thing that we left off on was the group in Emmy's office, a sort of hidden pocket dimension-esque place hiding from the Empty Threat, and they were wanting to know the status of Time Skimmer so that they could possibly take the cube there, see what was going on. And so they sent Emerald to investigate, to see if the ship was still there, if the Empty Threat had gotten to it already, what the deal was with that. And then the players were just kind of talking amongst themselves for like 10 minutes while I was sitting here smugly smiling, not saying anything until they finally realized, oh shit, Emerald's not back, is he? At which point, we cut the episode. So we will pick up right there. It has been like 10, 15 minutes of just kind of awkwardly waiting around. Emerald has not yet returned. You are in his pocket dimension office with the NPCs, I should note. The NPCs are also there. Begin.
Oh.
He's not coming back, is he?
No.
I don't think. The worst part about it is I don't know if he ain't coming back just because he doesn't want to or because something happened to him.
We did all go with the guy who's been our big bad this whole time into a room with no doors and no exits.
Yeah.
Willingly.
But he joined the
There was a
group.
door to his bedroom and a bathroom.
Yeah.
He joined the group, though.
He did fist bump or high five Bello. I don't remember which, but that did happen.
I don't want to be.
I don't know that he was in a state of mind to join anything meaningfully. As well-intentioned as you were, Bello, and glad you made a friend, but I don't know about joined.
It's certainly not ideal.
There's
Well,
no
don't-
door to the outside or
I don't
anything.
suppose there's a back exit.
There is no door that you can see. Well, yeah, that's all I'm going to say.
Glib walks out into the hallway.
Momo kind of casually mentioned earlier before we went to cameras that she asked if this was an escape room episode, a question that I did dodge.
Yeah. Glib walks out into the hallway, quotes, outside of his office to see if there's anything here.
Give me a perception check.
Okay.
Oh boy.
It'd be real funny if this was a Mario 64 hallway that just went on forever. That's 17.
17 is pretty good. Okay, so the immediate first thing that you see is just, as you already knew was there, I'll describe sort of for recap purposes since the location matters a little bit more now. You exit Emerald's office. There is one door that leads to his sleeping quarters because he lives in this pocket dimension most of the time. There is another door to the bathroom. I will say that the hallway looks big enough to accommodate more doors, but you do not see any at the very least. It's not like a super long hallway, but
okay,
it's not like a little corridor with bedroom, bathroom. It's longer than you'd think.
Does Emerald have any papers or writing utensils on his desk?
Yeah, it has office-y things on it. Probably less than like a normal office, but he has some on hand.
Glib is going to walk back in and go, okay, so this is what I think we're working with here, and sketches like a little doodle of what he thinks, like, here is where the rooms are, here's where the hallway is, here's where everything is, so that we know if there is any way to get out. I say we search the rooms to see if there's another exit of some variety. There's no way that this guy 100% relies on his teleporting. He might...
A fire escape.
Exactly.
That is a great point. He is a ghost, so I'm not sure if fire would be a problem. But that is something.
He would not live in a building that is to code?
He is evil.
I like this.
That is...
this insinuation of, like, surely he can't rely exclusively on his power to teleport. I mean, if there's a fire, he'd walk. Like, that's where the logic is.
I'm like, okay, I don't know if fire would be a problem. He is intangible, like most of the time. But we can look. We can definitely look. I will look through the office. I was planning on punching a wall down anyway.
Oh boy.
I feel like
who's taking what room?
I'll take the... You said there was a bathroom, right?
There is a bathroom.
I'll take the bathroom, and I want to emphasize the possibility that space isn't going to work how it's supposed to in here. Yeah, kind of like Polnara's Tower that one time.
Yeah, I remember. I got really big.
Got really big.
Yes.
Man, those were good times. Now that I think about it.
I would like to go.
Titles in this whole series.
I would like to go to the kitchen because if the existence of a bathroom implies this person has to eat because they poop.
Why does he has a bathroom?
That is a logical conclusion.
I guess I'll check his bedroom.
All right. See, the funny part about this is I have a fun little choice to make as a DM, which is that I can just spring the trials on you literally whenever I want.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that'd be really rude.
Well, yeah, but since when does that stop me?
Goodbit walks into the other room, closes the door, and he turns around and his extent's right there. He's like, God damn! And disappears.
I could just be like, yeah, that's exactly what happens. Panda, you read my mind. You just
damn it
perfectly. That's what's going on. In fact, sure.
God damn it!
Oh my god!
Goodbit.
I promise you, Nathan, I thought that was a joke.
Split up gang, instant tragedy.
You open the door, Goodbid, and floating in the center of this room is an extant.
Oh, hell. Howdy.
Real quick, before anything starts, I want, we know how this goes. Everybody else, you gotta get out of the call for a sec. I'll send a message when it's time,
okay.
But for the record, I was gonna do this early anyway, so that was not fully me just jumping on Panda's ass, but... Alright, let me Hold on, let me get rid of the camera feed sources so that we don't have gigantic blue squares everywhere, and then
I am so terrified.
It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. I'm very curious how this one's gonna go. It's gonna be different, and like I said, we'll see how it goes.
I'm gonna cry. I hope
make me a perception check as I'm fixing the cameras up here.
Here we go. A year in the making. Time for the test. First roll. What is that? Perception? That's a 19.
A 19. Okay, a 19 is pretty good. So I'm going to tell you what you get off of that in just a second.
Okay.
So you open the door. The extant is right there, just floating in the center of the room, as it does, being kind of creepy. And before you really have time to react to it in any major capacity, it speaks in this same spooky chorus of a million voices type thing that you've heard it speak a few times before. And it says, very simple sentence to you. It says, "Why are you here?"
Well, are we still in the room?
You are still, you open the door, weird cosmic thing.
Got it.
And then just,
I go,
so, yeah.
Well, I'm here looking for an exit. I was going to look through Emerald's stuff. Try to get out of this place.
Now I'm going to give you a little something off that perception. So, you see a little, like, a flicker in its eyes, some sort of, like, acknowledgement. It doesn't sort of, actively respond to you, but it has a response to that as if, like, in a video game, like, this thing will remember this, that kind of thing. You also start to see the edges of the room are becoming slightly fuzzy, like they're blurring a little bit. And with a 19 perception, you look around, it's definitely not your vision. It is definitely some sort of shifting in space itself. It's also worth noting, all sound from the rest of this little series of rooms has stopped. It is now dead quiet other than you, and actually this thing is dead quiet as well until it speaks, but you are really the only source of noise in this room.
Listen, I didn't know Emerald had roommates. I can just go back out. Oh. Okay.
So you're staying in the room?
I assume it's time for my test. Yeah. So, unless has the test already started? Wait, are you going to tell me when it starts?
It does. Well, it asks another question. You don't know if it was necessarily in response to that or not. But sort of following up on the previous question in the same tone, it says, "Where do you wish to be?"
Well, I wish to be back in Vantral.
You see the thing's eyes flicker once again. And the room around you starts blurring even more chaotically than before, as if the entire sort of landscape is shifting into something else. However, it's shifting into something that you don't recognize. It does not seem to be sending you back to Vantral, at least in some way that you would recognize it as. Make me another perception check as this shift starts to happen.
You got it. Ooh, that is a 25.
A 25. Okay, so you are able to piece out a little... What happened to my camera? That was thematic, I guess. Everything's blurry. We'll hope that fixes as I keep talking. As the room blurs and then, starts to sort of realign into another shape, you seem to be in some sort of workshop. Definitely not one in Vantral, that you can tell. It is a workshop in Backspace from the level of technology that you can see around. It is not one that you have seen before, but you can see that there are weapons around. Good bit being, somewhat familiar with weapons as an assassin. These are definitely more sci-fi weapons, but they are weapons regardless. Working at a workbench on the other side of this room, it's a decently big workshop, is the objective. Does not seem to notice you yet. For the record, your extant is still there, hovering next to you. But the objective is just there tinkering with something.
I'm sweating so much.
I'm taking a different direction
Cool.
with this one than I did with the others, and it's going to be interesting.
I say, out of there. I believe we've met.
At your voice, hearing somebody else in presumably his workshop, the objective turns around, and even through the mask, you can just sense the confusion coming off of him. He goes, "Hello, I wasn't expecting to see you again so soon. How did you get here exactly? What's going on? Someone pulling my leg here?"
I think I was brought here by a friend. I think there's some higher level stuff at work right now.
The objective then, you seem kind of point at you and acknowledge it when you say friend, like, okay, I get what you mean. But then, he kind of quickly snaps over to a different part of the room. Stops acknowledging you altogether, at least for a moment. And starts carrying on a conversation with something that you cannot see. Now, from the conversation, you cannot gather a lot of the specifics, but if you want to give me an insight check, you can probably intuit the gist of what's happening, but we'll see what you can get.
This is all Good Bid's wheelhouse.
Yeah.
He's perceptive. He is paying attention. He rolled a 27.
27. So, first thing, you can kind of intuit logically, and you might have gotten here as a player as well, that the objective is probably talking to some other sort of extant.
Yes.
Presumably his extant. That's, of course, not really what the role was for. But despite only being able to hear one side of this conversation, because you cannot see the being that he is talking to, the conversation starts with confusion, and then sort of like consideration. You see him kind of put his hand on his chin, thinking about something, nodding, and then he laughs. Just unexpected. Not in like a creepy sort of Joker-esque way, just like, huh, okay. Like a sort of acknowledgement. And then he turns to you, claps his hands, and gestures to a small table on the other side of the room. Goes, "Come, sit. We have some things to discuss, apparently. This wasn't what I was expecting from today at all, but I'll work with it." And then he goes to sit.
Well, all right. And I sit down across from him.
So he sits down, kind of pauses for a second, seemingly caught just as off guard by whatever is happening as you are. He goes, I considered this as an option, actually. This was one of the plans that I had in my possible outlook of things and possibilities of how this was going to go. But I scratched it off. I didn't think that this was a plan that I wanted to go with, but the extants, they have their own way with things, so I've been told by mine, who I assume communicated with yours, that this is how we're going to do this. You're a reasonable man. Yes, Goodbid, do you think yourself to be a reasonable man?
I think so.
Me as well, of course. I don't want to brag, but, we're logical people in a world that is often illogical. You've been on plenty of chaotic adventures over the past few months. I would assume I don't have a full ledger of your history, but I've seen a little bit. What do you think of all this? Just man to man, this is not part of some evil scheme. You can tell I'm as surprised as you. Genuine question. How are you handling this?
Wow.
I know. It's big. Take your time.
Well, it's been busy, I'll say that. And it's been taxing on the mind. Like you said, I'm a very logical person, but lately it's been a lot of emotion and a lot of tough choices.
Tough choices. I hear that. And of course, connecting with these sort of cosmic entities. I mean, do you want to know something that's a little secret? I'll give you a piece of information that's, I'm not going to say it's helpful, but in the spirit of having an honest dialogue here.
Sure. Hit me.
He points just off in the room, opens his mouth to speak. You can see through the mask, and then kind of chuckles. Well, I'm pointing at it, but I suppose you likely can't see. You get the idea of wherever yours is. Point is, these things, I don't really know what they are. I'd love to say that I had this whole situation figured out, and I have, dare I say, more than most. But I don't have everything. If that gives you some small measure of comfort.
Well, I guess so. I feel like I've been chasing my own tail the last couple weeks, ever since I got in the Backspace. Don't really know. It's a whole different world.
Yes, it's a confusing place, but there's some good, right? I mean, you're a good bid. Good bids have certainly really staked a claim on a decent part of the society. And you lived in it, yes?
I did. I won't lie, it's a good place for people like me, you know?
I've never really been part of the internal workings of that system. How is it in the corporate side? Again, genuine question.
It's nowhere near as exciting as my usual job, but it's
forgive me for sounding uninformed. What would that be exactly? Your usual job?
Well, before all this, it's no secret. I was in the crime business, and it was good business.
So you enjoyed it? Yes, I mean,
most
a
definitely.
complicated question for sure, but you enjoyed, well, as much as one can enjoy. It was profitable. Should I just go right down to brass tacks?
It was one of the only things I was really good at, so yeah, I enjoy it.
See, I like you, Goodbit. We've only spoken a few times, I know this, but I feel, and I know this is such a stereotypical villain monologue to do, which is what I'm sure you see it as, understandably, but there's a connection between us. I think we have some similarities, not anything too megalomaniacal here, but as I said at the beginning of this conversation, we're both reasonable people, and I don't know if you'll take comfort in this or not, but our strange cosmic hosts seem to have agreed. What have your friends told you about their tests, their grand trials?
Well, theirs didn't seem quite like this. They almost, there's only been 2 others, but they've almost always been given what the Extants thought they wanted and given the choice to take it or leave it.
Weird cosmic nonsense, I'm sure. That's what many of my companions went through as well. It's all very cryptic, very magical, all sorts of things. But I get the sense, and please do tell me if I'm wrong, that if you can avoid all that weird cosmic nonsense, do things that you can understand, reading people, reading situations, that's what you would prefer, right? Again, please interject if I'm getting any of this wrong.
You're asking if I could skip the trials, skip all the hullabaloo?
Not as much the trials, as much as just the chaos, the confusion of all this cosmic calamity, if you'll forgive the accidental alliteration.
Well, I definitely missed when we were just saving the world. And that was it.
Saving the world? I thought you were a criminal.
Well, no world equals no business. And
Okay.
That's bad business.
So that's the angle that you're taking, huh? I appreciate it. I do understand it.
It's the angle I tell myself anyways.
Well, this has been a lovely conversation, but we do need to get down to the important parts of this, I would assume. So, I'll cut down to it. You're not getting a weird cosmic nonsense trial. No pocket dimensions, no dark visions of your past. It has been decided by beings outside myself and beyond my comprehension that you would appreciate something more like this. Businessman to businessman. So, as I said at the beginning of this was something that I had considered, but never really jumped to. We, the Empty Threat, our plans are not urgent, strictly. We're moving quickly because the appearance of you and your crew, you forced our hand. Yeah, forced our hand with the appearance of more extant that seemed counter to our position. It's a whole thing. I won't recap all of that for you. I'm sure you're aware of the gist of what's been going on. But, point is, it's not urgent. If you don't succeed in your plans, we can really take our time with our goals. We've been waiting for a long enough time. There's, a few more centuries, of course. So, kill them.
I'm sorry?
You're a criminal. I'm offering you a deal. You're in a position unique among other good bids. Your friends, friends, colleagues, co-workers, whatever you want to call them. Kill them. We'll sign a contract. I have plenty of resources. I can set you up with whatever you want. Money, if you're wanting money. Power, easily. If you don't want to be the type to just sit on your ass on a pile of money forever. We can get you a position at good bid, unlimited, higher up, so you can exercise some control. And, since I'm sure you don't trust this whole villain monologue again, I know what it seems like, we, my crew and I, won't touch anything until you die. Kill your friends, we'll set you up, the world lives longer, and you just get to go on until you're stardust in the wind, not knowing how we go about our things. No cosmic nonsense. I don't know if you think this is any sort of illusion. Feel free to cast all the magic you want. You're a reasonable, logical man in a real world. I'm a reasonable, logical man in the real world, and the extant have seen that. Nothing cryptic. A deal between businessmen.
You know, I do appreciate your straightforwardness, Mr. Objective.
Feels like there's a butt coming.
Well, you know, you kind of hit the nail on my figurative head. You see, everything I do, every action I take, is done with the goal of me being number one. I will cheat, lie, steal, and murder if it means that I'll come out on top. It's how I survive in the crime business. It's how I got so good at what I do. I always said that I didn't need friends. Friends are just people you can lean on when you can't handle the pressure, and I can handle anything. At least that's what I used to think, until I signed a bogus contract with a couple of ne'er-do-wells and found myself on a wild adventure to save all of Vantral. And time again, I found myself leaning on those ne'er-do-wells. SG, we got in a tussle at a little city called Aragdas, real nasty place. I fired lightning, redirected back my way. I was done. They brought me back. Then they got blipped by a god. That was unfortunate. But then Glib, the crazy frog bastard that he is, fired upon that god and saved me, too. Hell, even Styx, a goblin that we picked up from the United Federation on a whim, just because we had the time, saved my life by breaking Emerald's spell and get me my memories back. I owe all of them a debt. And, you know, 6 months ago, if you told Mr. Goodbid that his life would rely on the trust of strangers, I would have laughed in your face. And there is a world where if you came at me with a different proposition, I might have joined your side. But I'm in the business of being debt-free. And I, Lawrence Garnett Carnelis, can confidently say that I have friends. And anybody who messes with them, gonna have to hear from me. I'll have to reject your offer.
The Objective sits back in his chair. You get the sense that he's smiling under the mask for reasons, you know, maybe he just respects the speech. Maybe it's a smile of, you know, kind of frustration in a sense. You know how some people do that. He sits back. Well done. Well done. You know, they really didn't sell me short on your whole, you know, speech-giving skill. That was impressive. Might I suggest one thing, though? One little addendum that you've forgotten?
Please,
Maybe this
I'm all
won't
ears.
change your mind, but you understand business. I have to try if I can. This is
Of course.
a strange place that we're in. He gestures around. Not my workshop, of course. Backspace. There are versions of beings from all over. I'm asking you to kill one that is, well, one group I should say, but one group that is different than the rest. You search, can find others who went through the same things as you, essentially. Just how difficult would that be? Kill one frog, find another frog, live the rest of your life on top, number one, like your goal said, and you can pretend that this little interaction never happened.
You know, that does sound on the surface like a fair plan. But, you know, one of my friends taught me a very valuable lesson. I don't work with loopholes. And I would like my originals to stay by my side.
The objective kind of leans forward a little bit. No loopholes. I suppose I shouldn't be surprised. It does seem like something that is a precedent has been set for that, which puts egg on my face for expecting you to do anything different. But now, see, now we're in an interesting position. Because, of course, the deal is rejected. As a fellow logical person, I do accept that. But, as I said, this is not some strange cosmic pocket dimension test. You are, at the moment, in my workshop, because your little friend, wherever they might be, did bring you here. They're going to pull you out?
Indeed I am.
You have faith in them to do that? Do you know anything about them? Because the longer you stay here, after rejecting my offer, that's not great. At this point, real quick for the audience, we're going to do a little cut, just a brief shot cut back to the rest of the group, where Goodbit has been gone for this entire time, real time. Just as a little bit of proof that this was not a 2-minute flash and then back. This does seem to actually be happening in physical space. For what that is worth.
Stuck in here with you, right? Or are you stuck in here with me? See, I have yet to die. So, science might say that I am immortal till proven not.
And when has science been that effective here?
Well, I said there's a first time for everything. I would like to cast Shatter.
All right, go for it. Go for it.
We'll do it as a... Actually, no. Nothing I cast is going to work. This is really just for me. So,
yeah, this is your trial scene.
I'll just cast
and
it.
And you don't know that. You don't know that yet. You've seen this dude one time.
I'll cast it as a 5th level. He has to make a con save of 17 or take 68 damage.
Big shatter. All right. Let's see. What was the save number again?
17.
Does fail. At least in this situation. This guy's got weird powers, but as far as you know, from the DM telling you this, he fails.
I'll pull out my D8s. Oh, this is so cool. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 7, 14, 18, 22, 30, 33.
33? All right. Do we want to get real funky with the lore? I think, given the circumstances, it actually is time to get real funky with the lore.
Let's get funky with the lore, Matt.
What was that number that you said?
I believe I said 33.
33. All right. So, you cast Shatter. What do you usually do, like the finger guns for your spells, right? That's how we figured it a while ago. Yeah. So Goodbit whips out a finger gun, casts Shatter. But in sort of the center of your spell radius, rather than seeing everything around the objective and hopefully also the objective explode into bits, you see suddenly, just manifesting in the center, an extant. Not one that you've seen before, I believe, because I don't think you guys saw the objective's extant when he showed up last episode. I believe he was the one that you missed. And it is a very, very, very strange one. The objective's extant is rigid. the shifting colors of the accents that you've seen everywhere else, they do not shift. They are fixed in one position, as if you took, somewhat ironically, given that this was good bid, as if you took a picture of it and it stayed in one exact position. However, whenever you look away or even blink, whenever you take your eyes off of it for a second, they shift into another frozen form. Compared to people I know who will get this in the audience, like Weeping Angels, it does not move.
Yes. Yeah.
But they stay very fixed and very rigid until you look away, at which point they switch to another position, so you never actually see them move, making for a very unsettling thing to look at, unless you're just dead staring right at it. This thing, you see the ripple of shatter kind of extend out from where it is, and then slow and freeze. In midair, the distortion around kind of, breaking things a little bit, kind of think like Speed Force style imagery where things stop. But then, you see a light from behind you. And your extant, which has been here the whole time, just floating impassively, is also glowing a little bit more. It is more active than you have seen it in the past. And you see the objective's extant, again, in sort of a blink, you see its eyes turn to face where yours is, at which point you see yours fly directly at his. They impact and vanish.
Oh!
The objective, for his part, looks equally confused.
Ain't that some shit? I'm gonna fucking keep trying to kill him. Oh my god. I would like to actually do some fuck shit, maybe. What kind of... Hold on. Holy shit. So he has all kinds of weapons in this room?
Yeah, this is his, this is a weapons workshop, as best you can tell. You also don't really know what his powers are yet.
It's true. I doubt I can teleport out of here.
You can try. You have no idea where you are. You got taken to this place directly.
Okay, so just to recap what just happened. He said, being stuck in here wouldn't be great for you. And I lean into the table and say, stuck in here with you? You're stuck in here with me. And I point and just boosh. The shatter fires. The extant absorbs it like weird jello.
Yeah.
And then they collide. My extant and his collide and vanish.
Yes.
Okay.
And again, and he's wearing a mask, but you can see from his body language, Goodbid's insightful. I'm just going to give this to you. Does not seem like he has ever seen this happen either.
This fucker. I hate this guy. I'm going to cast Greater Invisibility on myself.
I do love that image of just these two cosmic beings clash into each other, vanish in a flash of light, and Goodbid just vanishes.
Tips my hat. Gone. And I will just spend every single effort avoiding any attack if he tries to. But staying in the room, I guess.
All right. The objective looks around, just kind of confused as all hell still, before putting his head in his hands and sighing a little. He goes, well, that was earlier than I was hoping. Shit. And then he actually doesn't attack you. He just rushes out of the room, which, whether that's good or bad for you, I'll leave for you to decide.
So there's an exit to this room.
Yeah. This is not. This
it's just like a regular ass room.
It is a fancy high tech work. No, there are no windows. But it is a fancy high tech workshop. But as best you can tell, it is a workshop. Like it is. It does not seem to be any sort of pocket dimension space.
Cool. I'd like to grab one of his weapons and shove it in my briefcase.
Just the nearest, or like the biggest,
whatever it
like,
looks. Can I make like a perception check for what looks the futuristic-y, super crazy?
Sure, go for it. I'll search Starfinder weapons in a minute and find something fun.
Ha! What is this, perception?
Yeah.
22.
22 is pretty good. I guess I should ask this, and I'll figure out the sort of mechanics of this when it matters. Like, are you going for like a gun or a melee weapon? Like with a 22, I'll let you pick the type of thing that you want.
I'm going for a gun.
Okay, you big gun or like fancy pistol. Again, 22, I'll let you kind of pick, and I'll find something that fits stats wise later. But
I think fancy pistol would go good with my outfit.
All right, cool. So Goodbid grabs some sort of high-tech pistol from the Objectives Workshop, and you have that now.
Cool. And then, can I... Let's see. Let me make sure I didn't fuck myself. Greater invisibility is concentration. I can still cast spells that aren't concentration while under greater invisibility, right?
Yeah. Concentration is one at a time.
Oh, I don't have fucking sending. Son of a bitch. I'm going to follow him out the door.
You're going to follow him out the door. All right,
I'm going to trail him.
You follow him out the door and exit into... Actually, I guess... Make me a... This is going to be weird, but it'll make sense in a second. Make me just a flat dexterity check to see how quick you grabbed the weapon and followed him. Again, that will matter. Unless you specifically want to say, like, I'm waiting. I'll give you that.
To actually... Okay, before... Fuck. Is it... And if you need me to spend more time in here to figure that out, unless you can give it to me for free, is this just a weapons workshop, or would I have any reason to believe there might be documents or anything else of importance in this room?
It looks like a workshop. Like, it does not seem like it doubles as anything else.
Okay, it's not like his office.
On a cursory glance, if you want to check longer, that will take longer. But on a cursory glance, it seems like some sort of weapons workshop.
So, what did you say? What check to grab the weapon?
Just a dexterity check to see how fast you grabbed that thing and tailed him out, because he was like running.
That is an 18.
18 is pretty good. I guess I'll do an. Well, he wasn't. He just. I don't need to oppose it. That'll be enough. So you run out, and you see him. You run out into a mess of hallways, like a complicated, definitely not Euclidean space mess of hallways.
Right,
you see one kind of going off. You see him going to the left. I'm sorry, Spotify listeners, but I'm going to do like a visual here, a little diagram, right? And I'll describe it. So you exit here. You see him go into, and you come to like a T corridor. And he goes to the left, and you see him turn down that left hallway.
I follow. I'm now here. Because I'm here, I'm using every opportunity to just find out information.
You turn down this left corridor, solid wall.
This bitch. Can I just dimension door forward, not knowing if it's...
Read me the description of dimension door.
Let me. Okay. Range 500 feet. You teleport yourself from your current location to any other spot in range. You arrive exactly at the spot desired. It can be a place you can see, one you can visualize, or one you can describe by stating distance and direction.
If you wanted to try a called shot on distance, you could, but I also don't know what happens if you teleport into a wall with dimension door, so I might have to figure that out. So
definitely some kind of force damage. Can I just try to Harry Potter this shit and walk into the wall?
Interestingly, that actually works. So it's a very sort of weird sensation, but you just kind of go into the wall and you just go through it and you see him again just kind of walking down a hallway, at which point he turns and goes down another corridor.
Does he seem like is he like running, or is he just like going to a meeting, or like
he's not like full on sprinting, but he's going fast. Okay.
Yeah, I'm trailing him. I'm on his ass.
All right. Once again, when he turns a hallway that you don't see, it's just a solid wall there. I'm assuming you're going to just do the same thing and try to go through.
I'm just running right through.
Yeah, so that does work. Eventually, you see a set of stairs that he goes up. And going up these set of stairs, you appear on the deck of a ship.
Oh!
a ship that you recognize from the outside as the Empty Threat itself.
Okay.
You see the Nihilist kind of just like chilling, leaning up against one of like the railings on the ship, drinking. You don't see any of the other crew, but he like is running into what seems to be some sort of like captain's quarters, or where the captain's quarters would be.
Yeah. I want to fuck this.
Make
ship
me a
up
perception
so
check really quick when you get up here. It's not going to be a hard perception check. In fact, you probably don't even need to make one, but I'm going to have you make one anyway.
You said I didn't need to make one.
I'm going to give you the baseline anyway, but I'll give you extras for...
It's a 12, but it's a nat 1.
Oh, shit. Okay, well, I mean, you're still going to get the baseline. You're just going to get only the baseline. So, the first thing that you notice once you process the fact that you're, like, on the deck of the ship is the ship is floating in seemingly nothingness. That's weird. It is clearly floating in, like, the empty, blank void that exists outside of Backspace. However, far off in the distance, far enough, you see this shifting, almost like explosion, sort of like this constant shifting explosion of rainbow colors way off in the distance. And actually, as the objective runs up and goes into the captain's quarters, he passes by the Nihilist, who just kind of like looks out at it, turns to him and goes, "What the fuck did you do, dude?" He ignores her and keeps pressing onwards.
I'm guessing that's our extents fighting at his workshop. But that's just my player guess. I'm trying to get all the way in those captain's quarters.
All the way in those captain's quarters.
Is the fourth that we hadn't seen yet here?
Only the Nihilist is up on the top deck right now. Like, you don't even see the Rejector, so it's not the whole crew that is active right now. You get into the captain's quarters, and I guess this isn't worth noting. We're almost done with this scene, but I should check this. The door closes behind him. Are you opening the door? Like, what's...
I was hoping I could make a check to get in as he gets in.
if you want to do I guess a stealth check. If you want to do a stealth check, I will take note that you are invisible. This is a stealth check to deal with the door.
Come on. 18.
18? Okay, 18 is pretty good. You go into this captain's quarters and see another, like, just a totally blank, empty room. Not like blank white, but just like blank gray metal walls. And the objective is just kind of sitting there, leaning up against the back wall, looking directly at you. It's very clear that he just kind of like gestures when you come in.
I come out of invisibility. I'm like, you could have played along.
It's my boat.
Okay, well,
kind of. It's half my boat, but regardless of that, how'd you do that? I didn't think you were gonna do. It likes you.
It likes me. A lot of people like me. Why is that surprising?
Not as much surprising as it is frustrating, but oh well.
I can make friends,
Well, here's the fun part, right? I'm just going to cut you off right there. Call it back now. Have it get you out of here. Save your own skin. That's preferable. Or I'm just going to kill you right now. And I don't want it doing whatever it's doing out there. It would probably be fine, if I'm being honest. I think I've got more of a handle on this than you do, but I don't really want to risk it. Just get it back. Get you out of here.
Yeah, I do seem a little bit over in my head, don't I? Well, tell you what. What if you just surrender and we can fast forward this whole process?
The objective looks at you, like he tilts his head. You feel as if the floor drops out from under you. Given that the room is just a solid metal cube, it is very hard to see if that actually happens or not, but you suddenly find yourself falling. The objective stays in the exact same point where he is, like standing on the ground as you just drop into space. And as you sort of cartwheel over, you lose sight of him for a second and suddenly slam down as if you fell from the ceiling with him just still there, arms crossed against the back wall.
Oh, man! Oh, you're weird. You are weird, dude. Oh. This is. Can you at least show me around? It's rude. I'm a guest.
You want me to show you around the box?
I want you to show me around the rest of the ship. This is a cool looking ship. I like ships. My best friend has a ship.
As far as you're concerned, this is the ship.
Well,
if you want me to call one of my friends, I'm sure they'll be more than happy to deal with you as well. If you're not wanting to deal with me.
Yeah, actually, bring one of them in here. I'd like to have a little powwow.
He kind of like tilts it. Really? I was assuming you wouldn't take that offer, but if you want to get real funky.
I do.
Oh, wait, that would actually work. Okay, lore change. We got a quick lore change. We got to get this one. This one's lasting long, which is good. But he kind of waves his hand, pushes some buttons on like a thing that he has as if to call somebody, and then just like waits for a second, presumably for someone to arrive.
I'm sitting here.
Yeah.
I'm like, listen, man, I didn't die when I was working alone. And now I got friends. I think I'm invincible.
You hear a very strange noise coming from the outside of the ship. Or not the ship, the room that you're in, which, again, weird spatial stuff. But, like, almost like a definitely a biological noise. It's not mechanical, as you would kind of expect. And as you start to hear this, the objective calls out to whoever is out there. She goes, please don't mess it up too bad. I'll fix it, but just show some restraint for once in your life. The door, which is slammed closed, of course, when you came in, just for the record.
Yeah.
The door does not open as much as it, like, starts splitting in half. Not like being torn like the rejector did.
Holy
like
shit.
the wall is sort of taking on organic form as it sort of body horror twists and opens into this weird orifice. As this large figure just kind of shambles into the room. A disgusting mass of mostly flesh and a little bit of machines. You get the sense that this is some sort of possibly like a suit that is encasing something else that you cannot yet see. Sort of like Man-Thing, if you saw a Werewolf by Night, like that, but grosser, but with something inside. And you hear it start to laugh. You see the objective kind of like roll his eyes, like, okay, this guy again. And this creature laughs, and then in this just disgusting, slimy, awful voice, which I'll figure out later, but I was expecting him to show up this early. He kind of laughs. He goes, I heard you saying something about the Raelius defense. How about we take that to an offense? And the suit peels back to reveal the most disgusting being that you have ever seen in your life. Though, from your experience, it is clearly a version of Raelius once again. And he speaks, his jaw like half unhinging completely as he does, with the words just sort of oozing out. Though they call me the Corruptor now.
You are exactly the kind of freaky monster I was looking for.
He interrupts you mid-sentence as one of his tendrils slams you against the wall.
Oh,
and you start to feel like your physical form shift and distort as you would expect something like the Corruptor to be able to do, much like the wall did. And as this happens, it is an incredibly unpleasant sensation. Just like your entire physical form being altered in a way that suits this monstrosity that you have killed a couple times in the past. As you do this, you feel a very strange, almost like stinging spike, not really of pain, but just like of psychic energy in a way. And you see your extant, presumably, reappear in the room and blast the Corruptor backwards, at which point it snaps over to look at you, and the room goes entirely dark, entirely black, much like the void you see outside, but black instead of white, with you and the extant floating in this empty void.
I had everything under control, man. I was about to cast Enemies Abound. He was going to attack the objective. It was going to be great.
You start to see this thing. It does not respond to you directly, but it floats backwards a little bit. And as it floats backwards, it starts to grow. And grow and grow and grow and grow and grow until it reaches literally incomprehensible scale. The biggest thing that you can possibly conceive of as both a character and a player, occupying your entire field of vision as it just takes this black void into this mass of only shifting colors filling your vision. And then you hear it speak.
Okay.
And now I have the fun task of deciding what Goodbid's title's going to be. Because I draft these beforehand, but I don't like to lock them down because I like to see what you guys do in your trials.
I wrote down some.
Oh, please do tell me. I'm very curious.
So that if I failed, I could lie.
Oh, I'm really curious to hear this now, actually. I may or may not use them, but I want to hear just out of interest.
I didn't know what title I'd get if I'd failed, so I just chose stuff that I thought could have been good.
Please do tell. This is just.
I wrote The Redeemer.
The Redeemer, okay.
The Opportunist.
Mm-hmm.
The Executive.
The Executive, okay.
And the Administrator.
The Administrator. All right. I like all those. I also like that, and I assume this is kind of also in character too. Goodbid had like options on deck. If he was going to fail and needed to come up with something. I actually really like that. And I think I'm going to take inspiration from the fact that existed, but combined with the fact that you also decided to go with the originals. Like, Goodbid did not abandon his team. Goodbid had the choice. This is such a simple name, but I kind of like it as a title for this thing, and it can be a lot of stuff. You went with Administrator was one of them that you said, right?
Administrator was one of them, yeah.
And Executive. You know what I like? I like this. So the extant, though now it is, this massive thing in your vision beyond all form that you can comprehend, says to you, Rise Coordinator.
Ooh, I like it.
I like that. It has the sort of executive administrator vibes, but it keeps the teamwork and the collaboration with some level of still, I want to be number one. I want to be the guy on top, but I'm not going to abandon my crew. We're going to get this done. We're going to get it done together.
I don't know if I should say this now.
Should you? But at this point, I'm going to text everybody to come back. So
everybody in chat knows. Well, we definitely talked about this off camera. I didn't know what Goodbid would choose. It entirely depended on the situation. There were situations like, if it wasn't this, there are definitely certain tests that could have happened where I chose differently. I had some great lines denouncing friendship that I wrote that I could have spewed out, which I'll save for later someday, maybe.
I just texted everybody to come back, so we will see if we got a second. But I like, Goodbid got something a little less cosmic than everybody else.
If it was more cosmic, he probably would have failed. The fact that it was so cut and dry made it such an easy choice, honestly. The minute you said what you said, I was like, okay. Because if it was more like,
hello. We'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
But there is hold on. Only Momo's back, so I'll wait. I'll fix everybody's cameras. Also, I know the chat can't see yet, but I got to turn them back on.
Inducing amount of time.
And everything's gonna get way scarier too when I tell you guys something. But I'll wait till Panda gets back.
Holy shit!
Nathan got to do one of his monologues.
I did a monologue.
The positive one or the negative one?
Okay, so now that Panda's back, I'm gonna go ahead and tell you guys something. So, you guys remember how these went last time? Where it was someone would just sort of poof.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
This took the same amount of time in world as it did just now.
Oh!
Goodbid went into the room while everyone was looking around and did not come back for 40 minutes.
That's not the best
Oh.
sign.
So we're gonna backtrack a little bit here to you guys looking around. Good bit. I guess it'll probably take a few minutes until you guys realize good bit is gone because everyone sort of split up to look for clues. So let's do that. Everything's fine.
Do we want to cut the break? Because you just did this for a full hour.
Holy shit, we did.
That is true. We could cut to break now if we wanted. Like I said, this is the trial setup episode, so we got another one to do, but that's a lot of lore was dropped that we'll get to. Do we want to go on break now? We can do that now if we want.
We can, yeah.
Or do we want to wait on break because most people were on break anyway?
I was gonna say, like, we did just cut back. Like, Nate,
We
that's
took
fair.
a break. That's a fair
Let's
point.
wait on break and then we'll
That's
do
true.
it.
How about
We'll
this?
do it in a
How about
bit.
this? We'll take
Nathan,
our
if you need to take a break now.
We'll take our break when we start Mike's trial. We'll take our break right before that, and then we'll do Mike's trial.
Okay.
I'm good to go. Nathan, if you want to take a break and run to the bathroom or something, now is a good
I'll
time
run
to
to
do
the
so because you're not
bathroom,
there,
sure.
so whatever works. But now let's jump back to everybody else.
Okay.
I guess we'll start with Mike because Mike is the biggest on my Skype screen. So you were looking in the bathroom, right? So make me a perception check.
all right. That's a 4.
Okay, so you do find some stuff in there. You do actually find some stuff. There's, there's a toilet, there's a sink, there's, it's well stocked with toilet paper, which is good. He's not going to run out anytime soon. There's not any, you check, the cabinets. There's no, skin creams or anything because he doesn't really have skin in the traditional sense. Pretty bare bones. There's, a little glass, on the sink so he can get water if he needs to. There's a trash can. There's, some tissues in there. I could go on, but I think you get the gist of it with a 4 searching the bathroom.
6 spends a little too long pondering whether a ghost can get sniffles before he exits the bathroom.
Yeah, I did just sort of canonize that one without really thinking about it, but hey, whatever. I think we'll go clockwise. Panda, where were you exploring again, or where were you searching out?
I was in
Just
the
main
office.
office, I think?
Yeah, I was in the main office.
In the main office. Okay, so where are you looking specifically? There are some books on the shelves. There's a desk. You can look all later, but this is the start before people realize good bit is gone.
So in order of what he did, I'm assuming search the desk in a comedically movie-like fashion, as in taking all the drawers out. If he doesn't find anything, he just throws the drawer to the side and keeps going.
Ransack.
He ransacks the office. He's the next thing he does when he checks the bookshelf, he just starts taking books off of the shelf to see if any of them are a trigger of anything. So he's just just throwing shit.
So you find... Well, I guess make me a perception check. Why am I just giving you information? Make me a perception check for that. This isn't an episode to be nice.
Ransacking did very minimal. I got a 15. At least it was a 15 and not a 4.
Yeah, I rolled a
He has
fucking 4.
books.
Watch it.
So you find a lot of things that you would kind of expect, but actually less administrative stuff.
Yeah.
It seems Emerald is probably unsurprisingly doesn't really get involved in a ton of the day-to-day from what you can tell, which probably not too surprising. There are a lot of books on magic. Interestingly, some magical systems that you're not familiar with, probably from other timelines. Some also like science books and things that are all about physics and cosmology and stuff. Notes-wise, there...
Can I, if it is magic that I don't understand or haven't seen before, seeing as I went to a magic college, he puts those in his bag. If he sees it and it's not,
Okay.
if he doesn't recognize it, he's just mine, no it, mine.
Noted. So you take a bunch of random magic books, which I'll deal with later. But you don't find anything of any huge note. Again, there's ledgers of various things, but it all seems not. I should also note not really heavily used. It's he has this, but he's not really going through all of it a ton. It's all pretty much what you'd expect from sort of this guy whose job is to be here.
Gotcha. Okay.
And then Momo, you can do a quick check around, and then I think at that point someone can realize that that Goodbit is
Before
not.
before we move on, did I
It
find
was.
anything at all interesting in the desk, or was it like a completely empty desk?
Oh, again, it was just kind of like some books. I guess there are also like some novels and stuff in there. He's reading to pass the time, but nothing of huge campaign.
God damn it!
notes.
This man is the god of secrets. I wanted his office to be like a fucking lost and found of just like there's a whole bin in the corner that's just everyone's left sock that gets lost in the
This
wash.
episode is not over. This is his office.
boy.
This is not his.
Might be in his bedroom.
We've
Maybe
been
like
here for an
maybe like
hour.
stealing shit. Maybe that's his knickknacks.
That was a 15 on the first search
That's
roll
fair.
of a weird pocket
That's
dimension.
Fair.
Bello, where were you? Bello, you were looking for a kitchen.
I
weren't
was
you?
looking
remember
for a
that was,
kitchen because surely this being has to. Sorry, let me get the voice up. Surely this being has to eat if he uses the restroom.
Make me a perception check, which I guess would be in the hallway.
Can I have advantage because I have a really strong sense of smell as a butterfly?
I mean, you have
No.
two bellows to roll.
Can't knock the hustle.
But
Can't knock the hustle.
but no. Here's the thing. There's. I like where your head's at with this, so I'll see what you roll.
Perception it is?
Yeah, give me a perception.
That's a 13.
A 13. So, you do not see anything immediately, but Space Bellow specifically, as you get to the other end of this hallway, something's weird here spatially. There's definitely some like strange nonsense that's going on in this in this area.
There's something missing.
At this point, as before Bello gets to investigate very heavily, the NPCs will say are also looking mostly around the office. Mercury kind of like walks back into Emerald's room and then walks back out a minute later. Goes, wasn't Goodbit in there? Because he's not anymore.
What?
That wasn't the right accent, but whatever. Goodbit, he's not in there.
Like you can't
Well, is
see him,
he-
or he's what? What does that mean?
I mean, he's not like I can't see him in the. I haven't done this voice in so long. I'm forgetting how to do a New Zealand accent. Whatever.
Yeah.
He kind of just gestures to the empty room.
Okay.
Maybe he's invisible.
Glib walks in. The only one who could really see invisible people or go like maybe he died. I don't fucking. He walks in.
Nope.
Looks around. Huh. So good. Upside. Goodbit got his test.
Goodbit's gone.
Maybe. Downside, he maybe didn't get his test and Emerald stole Goodbit.
Or maybe he accidentally found the exit.
That's also true. That's
Oh,
also
that is
very true.
Extremely plausible. Oh no!
All right,
Did
everybody.
he ever get his?
If there is an exit, it's in here, apparently. So, trash the place. Let's find something.
And here is
why
where
do
again?
we gotta try? Hey, hang on. We being invited us into their home. I feel like we ought to
Did
owe it to show a little respect to
Did
the, to the
Styx pass the
boundaries, the
office?
belongings.
Did Styx pass the office at
Uh,
all, or did you?
That's up to you.
Did you?
Styx definitely, from Styx's perspective, we split up. He went to the bathroom, and then I think he would have heard you ransacking the office. And he was probably on his way to talk to you about that when Mercury said, "Hey, Goodbit's gone."
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
So
That tracks.
In that case, I see your point. That's a very good point. On the other hand, he did kidnap my kid and ditch us in an alternate dimension. So I'm gonna fuck up his bookshelf, and then I'd start doing the same thing.
oh yes, this is what makes the world go round. Vengeance. Very good.
It's what makes me happy!
I'm sure.
I imagine Glib like uses his sticky frog hands and like jumps to the top of the bookshelf, latches on, and just
Oh
pulls the
my
whole
God.
thing
Sit
down
down.
like a cat.
I'm looking for a secret door. Obviously, there wasn't one.
So you start ransack. I mean, give me a perception check actually to see if everyone who is looking in this place, which you can choose if you are or not,
I got an 11. I'm just trashing the place at this point.
That's a 21.
16.
Oh, 21, okay. So 21 is the highest then. So, Bello, you kind of calmly walk back in. You find, as you're watching Glib kind of, just smashing everything in this room in the background, you sense there is something here in this room that is definitely, different than the rest of the things in here. Something that sort of has the same weird, spatial signature almost, the distortion on it, that the outside of the hallway had. And you eventually track it down, because that roll was enough, to a small box that does seem to be locked, but you can definitely tell the thing in there has some sort of spatial distortion on it.
A box? What does the box look like?
Just little wooden box.
A Glib.
Nothing really, like a ornate little decorated box locked.
Glib, I think this is what we're looking for. There's some space energy on it, but it's not my space energy, it's this place's space energy. Very distinct difference. I know it might be hard for someone as yourself to comprehend.
When you said there's a lock, is it like a latch or is it a lock?
It is locked.
Locked.
You need some sort of key to open.
I see. Stick? And calls for Stick to come to his hand.
I
He's
take
like,
the box.
"Whoa."
Whoa. This can't be how you open things. You can't just hit it hard enough and have it open. You might actually need a key or something.
But if I hit the lock, I could break the lock open. And then there's no problem.
Could
Are you
not
sure?
Also break the lock in a way that renders it unopenable?
Yeah.
I'd look down at Stick and Stick, and I let go so it floats. Open the lock.
Oh god.
That feels vague.
Just Stick just kind of starts slamming against it, not being able to really
Just clipping
trying
stuff.
to fit in the keyhole, just thunk, 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 thunk.
See, this is what I'm talking about. You can't just hit something hard enough and expect it to work.
If you let
There
me
must
break
be a
the box,
spare
it would have worked.
There must be a spare key somewhere.
I look back at the now trashed entire room, and I'm like,
Yep.
I think if there was a key, we would have found it at this point.
Well, you weren't looking for a key. You were looking for a door.
I was looking for anything. Excuse you. I didn't think I was gonna find a door in his fucking desk drawers. I thought I was gonna find something.
Maybe it's under a doormat. Does he have doormats?
Sticks? Why would he have
I don't
doormats?
think people traditionally have doormats on the inside.
Why would he have a toilet? He's a ghost. I don't know.
Why do we have doormats? There's no fucking doors!
How tall is Emerald?
That's a better point.
That's a good question. I've never really thought. I don't know where this is going. 6'2".
I'm
A
gonna
big
fly
boy.
up to the eye line of someone that's 6'2", because he probably would put it out of reach of a short person like Glib.
Glib's
So,
gonna see this and be like, oh, real fucking mature!
Where is a key? Maybe a key somewhere up here?
You don't see a key from just looking around at eye level. It's also worth noting it has been more than about 2 minutes. Goodbit is still not back.
I ripped down an entire fucking bookshelf. You think I wasn't looking high? I can climb walls too. I grab his bed and I flip it over to see if there's anything under it.
I should make you do a strength check, but I won't. You find a lot of crap under there, but no key that you can immediately see.
Let's see.
Is there
Maybe it's
floorboards?
voice activated.
I'm gonna go and say no. Let's say it's tile or carpet in the bedroom, I guess, and tile everywhere else. I don't know. I'm not an interior decorator of weird villain.
Got it. Glib grabs the side of the carpet and starts ripping it up to see if he put it under it.
You are destroying this.
Fuck this guy! What do you want me to do?
Would
You don't find anything under the. You find floor under them boards.
Damn it!
would dispel magic possibly do anything? Would that be worth casting?
Possibly.
You can try it
I'll cast dispel magic. It's 3rd level.
on the box specifically, or on just everything.
What can I do it? Range area 120 feet. One creature, object, or magical effect. So I guess I'll choose the object, the box. Yeah.
The box.
Yeah, the box.
Okay. There's no roll for that. Nothing notable happens with the box.
I'm afraid I'm out of ideas, gang.
I'm not giving you guys a hint to this because I think it's really funny, and so we're gonna see if you guys get there on your own.
Okay, did we try to see if the thing was even locked?
I wouldn't pull that trick twice.
Okay.
I did that before Mike and Nathan joined. I wouldn't pull that twice even in a year.
I have
Glib, you're a rogue.
I do actually. I have multiple daggers in my bag. I pull out one of them and I try and pry the box open with the dagger.
Give me a sleight of hand check, I guess.
That's an 11.
An 11? No.
Okay. Can I try and pry the lock off, like the thing that the lock is held onto?
I'll give you another sleight of hand check for it,
Okay.
sure. I should probably count that as the same, but you did say pry the box open, so I'll give you another one.
15.
15? 15 is still not going to...
Damn it!
Oh, I have an idea.
After 2 fifth attempts, Glib does start stabbing the box to see if he can get it
No,
open.
no. I take the box and I go to a corner and I just whisper into the keyhole, I didn't go to medical school. Is it open?
Well, okay, my first question is, did the rest of you know? Was that a secret?
I was
I
going to
didn't
say
tell
that
anyone to go to medical school.
Glib from the other side of the room was like, "No shit!"
I
I'm whispering
I
in
like
here.
the ethos.
Bello,
but-
I know what you're going for, but I don't know that a fact that could have gone unsaid is necessarily a secret.
I didn't go to medical school.
Not a
either.
single person here thought you did.
It's a shame as a doctor to not go to medical school.
You're not.
You're the only one who's called yourself a doctor.
Fine. Does someone have a better secret you want to share? You want a better secret to share to the box?
Oh, Mr. Open's not going to do it.
Glib is going to look at the box and go, while he is the god of secrets, do you really think that he would open his box with the one thing he doesn't want anybody to say?
Well, no one's saying it's his secret. Maybe he just picks one. Some random person's. Which would be very mean, actually.
That'd be fucked up. That would be fucked up, yeah.
I want everyone to give me an Arcana check.
What is my Arcana?
Another 15.
Okay,
God,
that was
I'm rolling
actually really
15s today.
17.
That's a 23.
Okay, you guys are getting the handle on this box. This box, it's been very slow going, so this is why it was not noticed immediately. But this box, like, the magical energy that Bello noticed on it, it has grown. Bello, you noticed that it has grown. Mike and Panda, you now also notice that this thing has some level of magical energy to it.
Oh.
What caused that growth, you do not know yet, but there was some...
See, you just gotta give it secrets. Give it secrets and it'll open up. I think.
Glib
That's what I'm getting at.
Glib grabs the box and looks at it and goes, I'm pretty fine with being a vampire. Let's see if that does anything.
You know what? That is a secret. You seem pretty angsty about it.
I'm angsty about the rest of it. Thank you.
Well, it's hard to discern. We just met.
That has a slight effect on it.
All right, we're in a sharing circle. Anybody else? And I look at all the NPCs and Sticks.
I'll take it.
Sticks will take it. How stupid do I want? I want to go stupid. I want to commit. I wasn't sure if I wanted to do this bit or not, but I'm doing it.
I love rat dogs, not the secret. And every time a very nice person lets me pet theirs, it takes, I would say, more than half of the fibers in my being to keep myself from legitimately taking it for my own. I just love them so much and I want to give them a home, but I know they already got one, but there's a moment of connection and it's far too much. I feel shame about it.
Glib staring Sticks in the face as he's letting this very emotional thing out. Goes, "You're setting the goblin cause back like 100 years."
What do you mean by that?
You're.
Oh, okay, my turn again. I take the box.
Wait. Something happens. Something happens when Sticks says that. Sticks, specifically, as the one holding the box, the one closest to it. I need you to make me a perception check.
Boy.
Oh, God, this is gonna be really stupid, but I'm committed.
My perception's a flat roll, folks.
Oh, God. I give you guidance.
It's a lucky number 13.
13's enough. This was not a huge roll. You hear a very faint sound come from inside the box. From a 13, too hard to discern what it is, but there's definitely some sound that just came out of there.
It's working. Bello, you had one?
Yeah. Sometimes when Sticks is asleep, I talk to his hands and feet. They're great conversationalists.
What?
Huh. You know, it was weird. Huh.
Bello, perception check.
That explains things that were not previously concerns.
That wasn't great. That's a 12.
12? Same. You hear a sound from in there. Too quiet to discern what. Though for the sake of the audience, I will say maybe a little louder than before, but still too quiet off at 12.
I don't sleep. I don't know how I didn't see that.
Maybe Glib did see it and just decided not to get involved in that interaction.
I didn't want to remember that.
Anyone else want to?
Glib.
I would go back to. Or
Glib gets handed the box again and then hands it back to Sticks.
Oh, okay. It can go to an NPC. It doesn't have to go back to Sticks. But if you want to.
Yeah. I don't want to hog. Open it up to the rest of the room. Does anyone particularly want to? Anyone else?
There's a brief moment of silence before, out of all people, Barry raises his hand.
Holy shit, I forgot you were here! Oh my god!
He kind of he takes the box and goes, I'm kind of okay with everybody forgetting me because I have social anxiety, and it makes things a lot easier. And then I gotta roll his perception check. And he got a 7, and so he just very quickly shoves it off to the next person. This has gone on for so much longer than I thought it was going to. I think he's just gonna shove it back to Bello at that point, then, if we're rotating.
Well, I already went. Glib, it's your turn.
Nope. And hands it back to Sticks.
All right. Enough of David telephone.
This is going to be the whole... Good bit's going to get back before you guys figure out what's in this thing.
I got another point of shame. I legitimately did not know Barry existed before this moment. I was startled when he spoke up, and Barry, I feel so bad. I know you just said it's to your advantage, but that is... Goodness gracious. Very sad.
Hi, I'm Barry.
Hi, hello, Barry.
If Sticks. We haven't met, it's good. He kind of holds out his hand.
You don't want to shake my hand.
No, it's cool. My hand's made of metal.
Fine. Amazing. We're learning about each other. There we go.
Yeah.
Not so scared.
Make a perception check.
Hold on. Is Dramaticus Ranger form right now?
You know what? We're going to say he's Ranger form, but no helmet. You can see the little wooden thing poking.
Damn it! I was going to hand it to him because then I don't think he ever revealed that to the goblins. That was... Damn it.
16.
So you know what? 16's enough. This sound has gotten louder and louder with all of these. And now that it's gotten around to you and you heard it the first time, and you go, the box just meowed.
No fucking way. Don't do this to me. Do not do this to me, Matt. Don't fucking do this to me.
What am I doing?
Do not do this to me.
What am I doing?
Is this the cat that SG was looking for in episode 1?
No. Oh my god, holy shit. I saw the
I
comment.
fucking hate
No, wait a minute, Momo. No, wait, hold on. It's Schrodinger's cat.
I don't know what that means.
It's the cat in the box that you can't.
Emerald has Schrodinger's cat in a box.
You fucking dick!
Don't worry about what that is.
I don't know what it is.
Now I'm
Schrodinger's cat is
Bella
like
wouldn't either, so don't worry about it.
It's like a science concept. You don't know whether a cat.
No, don't explain it. Don't explain it. It's much funnier if Momo just thinks it's a cat for no reason and doesn't understand why I did that. I will explain it to you later.
This was so long. This was so
now
for a bit.
Yeah.
I feel I may be wrong, but I do believe the cat just meowed, which does not make any sense for any reason that I know.
Excuse you, what? The cat?
It meowed.
The box meow.
Okay. Glib, upon hearing that, you look at this thing and like now that the energies coming off of it are a little bit stronger, like you're a death god. Yeah. Maybe there's some death energy coming off this box. You really can't tell.
This gets so much worse every time.
You really can't tell.
Huh.
Momo's so confused. I will explain it. Bello wouldn't either, so it's much funnier. Just say it's in character.
Glib is looking at the box and he's like, I think I see it.
You think see what?
I can't
Why
be sure.
Why is it in a box?
I can't be sure, but I think that I might be able to see it. That's so weird. Usually I can see ghosts. I don't know why this one is so hazy.
For the sake of narrative continuity, and because I think Momo's going to die if I keep doing this bit right now, we're going to say that this has taken long enough, because it actually kind of has... Suddenly, in the middle of this circle, good bid! A probably very disheveled good.
Did someone drop the box?
I was gonna say, yeah. Probably look a little rough around the edges.
Styx is just like very slowly lower the box from his face. Were you in the box?
What are you talking about?
Meow.
That box just meowed.
Open the box.
So you're back.
How long was I gone?
Were you tested? Did you leave? Like,
I think that was my test. Yeah, my extant took me somewhere.
Oh, okay, that's definitely a test then. By the way, I don't know if you were here for this, Nathan. The whole room you were in trashed, like fucking destroyed.
Oh yes, I was here for this. Yes. Yeah, but I don't know, the way you guys described your test, I guess I was expecting something a little different, because I was very much in a real place.
Yeah, I was too.
A real place?
Like,
what do you mean real?
Okay. How do I put this? So, my extant took me to have a little powwow with the objective.
What?
Oh.
You mean real place like here?
Like here.
What?
And the objective talked with his extant, and I guess our extants talked. And then we had a conversation, and he essentially tried to hire me to kill you guys. And I was like, man, what a sorry attempt at a deal. You know what I mean? And so, obviously, I denied. Nowhere near enough benefits to that. And then, well, we got in a bit of a tussle. And then I went invisible to save my own skin. And then I followed him, and I was on the ship. I was on the empty threat.
Was it nice?
And I forgot to mention that when I tried to attack him, his extant protected him, and then my extant attacked his extant, which created a wild menagerie of rainbow explosions. And then I was on the empty threat, and I was following him. He knew I was following him. He was playing a trick on me. And then he called in his other buddy that we hadn't met yet. I got bad news, gang. It is the freakiest Raelius I have ever seen.
Motherfuckers!
It is not a pretty sight. And he called himself the Corruptor.
No.
And he corrupted my body. And then my extant came and saved me, even though I had it totally under control. That mowing is really something else.
Matt, Glib grabs the box and throws it out of the room.
I catch it. I catch the box. I'm gonna get you out of there. Don't worry about it. I'm gonna get you out.
There's clearly an alive cat inside that box.
I'm not sure.
Mr. Goodman, caught up on the described ghost fight that you had with the objective?
Yeah. So, he was real nice, but, you gotta be when you're conducting business. And he tried to come at me with, things that I love, like contracts. And
I want to point out that Glib is staring at your briefcase right now. Entirely like, hey, good?
Yeah.
I want to see what's inside your briefcase.
That reminds me. I set my briefcase on what used to be the bed, and I click it open. I said, I was in the objective's workshop. He had a bunch of crazy weapons.
What?
I got this, and I pull out a futuristic gun.
What?
That is really funny. I love the image of he hired me to kill you, but that was a bad deal, so I wasn't gonna bother with any of that. Also, I got one of his guns.
By the way, as soon as
I don't
don't
know
worry
why
about
that
that.
explicitly
Unrelated.
you refused his offer, yes?
when you pop open the case and you pull the gun out,
Pointing the gun. Why
Glib
would I kill
immediately
you guys?
points his hand at you with a fucking Eldritch blast immediately.
Whoa!
Hey!
Whoa! Gang, listen.
Mm-hmm.
It's time for me to come out and say this. You guys are my best friends, all right? And my name is Lawrence.
Lore?
There you go.
You hit pop open.
Lawrence Garnett Carnellis. It's kind of a mouthful, so I just go by Mr. Goodbid.
Wait, so Goodbid
None of that sounds like good bit.
No.
Cornell?
Huh.
Hold on, guys. As his former assistant, I think I can tell if he's lying or not. And I fly up to Goodbid and look at his eyes. And I squint real hard.
I am telling the truth. Butterfly. More importantly, they called me after all that was said and done and my extant saved me from Raelius, the corrupted or the corruptor, I as well saw an extant beyond comprehension in size. And they called me the coordinator.
The coordinator.
Okay. I really wish that Emerald was here so that we could explain what that means.
Yeah, no idea. But at least to say it was eventful. I tried to fuck their shit up, but man, they are strong. And they seemed really confident that they would kill us. But you gotta think, why hire me to kill us if they thought they could do it themselves?
I don't know, they seem rather mean.
Who has the cat right now?
I'm holding the cat.
Bella.
By the way. Bello, you feel the box shake a little bit.
Is it open at all?
A little tiny bit, enough that you can kind of hear, the sound.
I try to pry it open with my little bug fingers.
Give me a strength check?
I think I have a -2 to strength.
Yeah, I don't think that the...
Oh, no, it's a flat roll, actually. It's a flat roll. This is stupid, so that means I'm going to roll a nat 20. Oh, shit.
Damn.
That was a very
Trying
loud
for that
sound.
nat 20. Fuck.
No, it's an 11.
11? Okay, yeah, you don't pry it open. Continue.
See, the mistake that the corruptor made was he asked me to kill you guys
Uh-huh.
and inadvertently showed his hand. Like I said, he wouldn't need me to do it if they thought they could do it themselves without trouble. And I'm more confident than ever that we can take them on because of that.
Glib looking around for a second. Secondary option. You did just come from the pocket dimension that we are hiding in, that I don't think they know where we are. And they might have just wanted, I don't know, a sneaky kill to be able to get us out of the way.
I know the contract seemed pretty loose, just kind of get it done when you can.
Well, see, the lack of urgency tells me that it may not be. Maybe they were just like, hey, this will make it easier. I appreciate the optimistic outlook, but Mr. Goodbit, at the same time, the first time we met, you did bill me quite extensively. So,
and the first time that we met, you almost successfully killed me and G. So logistically,
I was on the job. I was working.
My point exactly.
Listen.
They might know the fact that you are logically the most equipped person to kill everyone in this room.
Well, first of all, I'm flattered. But second of all,
I don't like that pause, Mr. Goodbit.
It's because I'm not good at opening up, Sticks. You guys bring a lot of value to my day-to-day, and I don't think I'd still be around without y'all.
Huh.
The way I see it, I owe debts, and I don't like being in debt. And killing you doesn't absolve that debt.
That's fair.
Easy as that.
You hear another slightly louder meow from the box.
If that thing makes one more fucking noise, I'm killing the cat myself!
Bello, may I see maybe we can try prying again.
So you take one and I take the other.
Strength check.
It's like, ugh.
Okay,
All right.
if you want to combine, sure. Assisted strength check.
All right.
Oh, I just realized what I'm saying is affecting the box.
Did you just put that?
Goodbit's opening up and it's affecting the box. Yeah.
I was busy
That's a
defending
16 on the die.
That was my failsafe for if people didn't get
What
the
is
secret
my-
box thing. What'd you
16
say?
on the die for me.
Did you do it assisted?
I'm surprised me dropping my name didn't make the box explode.
Yeah.
There was another shot for it. I probably could have made that an instant, but
I got an 11 on the die, and I get +2, so
you know what?
13.
Combined, we'll say that's enough. The box burst open, revealing just like the inside of a wooden box. There's nothing in there.
Well, that was anticlimactic.
This was the
Suddenly, Bello and Styx, as the people who open the box, out of the corner of your eye, you see a cat sitting on like a knocked over shelf. But when you look over there, it's not there.
That is
What in tarnation?
what are you guys talking about?
Bello and Styx are fully like turning themselves around in circles.
You keep seeing it. Like you get like oh, is that a cat over there? No, that's like a pillow laying on its side weirdly. Like that's surely a cat. No, that's just like a shadow.
It's just so. That's why it was in the box. It's the world's fastest cat.
What are you guys talking about?
What's going on?
There's a cat, but you can't just like look at it. It's got to be like over here, over there, and when you look at it, it's somewhere else.
Not to make this all about me, but I just like told y'all my name, and that's
Right.
like I normally kill people who I tell that.
Yeah.
and now we're looking
Good
at
bit.
like a cat.
Good bit. You hear a purring sound and feel like a cat rubbing up against your leg, but then when you look down, there's nothing there.
Oh god. Well, the cat's around me. I feel it. I can't see it, but I
Are
feel
you all
it.
fucking with me
Maybe
right now? I said I was going to kill the cat, but there's no cat in here.
I don't reckon you could. I don't think you'd perceive it long enough to do such a thing.
Did y'all figure out how to get out of here while I was
We thought
gone?
you did, to
No.
be perfectly honest.
Yeah.
We were kind of looking for your
Oh.
exit.
Yeah. I mean, you disappeared and we didn't know why. There were a couple possibilities on the
That's
table.
Yeah.
No, that's valid.
I only can. I think I did my teleport for the day, or no, I got 2 of the teleports, but I don't know if I can teleport from this place specifically.
There is another thing that you have not yet pursued, technically.
Not tell.
Oh,
Well-
gosh.
Glib, you've been practicing punching through doors and such. You want to punch through a wall?
I was going to try and punch down a wall. Is that the last straw? Are we going to try and take a wall down?
I mean,
I do.
I don't think. Did I ever find anything in the kitchen?
You looked for the kitchen and you found like a weird sort of magical thing that you didn't go back and investigate.
Well, I think there was some place where I think the kitchen should be, but it wasn't there.
Well, that sounds like a lead.
Okay.
Can I take them to the spot where I think the kitchen should be, but it was just wall?
You hear, as you think to do this, you hear a meow, and you hear another weird like rattling of some kind.
Mhm.
And if you go back out into the hallway, you will see there is now a door back there that was not there before. Notably, there is a little bowl on the floor of this newly appeared kitchen that has got some cat food in it.
Well, look at there. Speedy is very helpful.
Yeah. I don't think that this is a fast cat. That wasn't there before, I'm assuming.
Well, the door wasn't.
No.
Mm.
No, the cat food.
Okay. Well, Glibs just immediately tries to open the door.
Oh yeah, the door's
Okay.
open because you can see in there it is a
Okay.
kitchen.
Does he go? Well, and walks right in.
Kitchen. There's like cat stuff in there.
No
Bowl,
windows?
water bowl, food bowl, no windows.
This is not fire safe.
Any air ducts? Anything? Any like openings in the walls? Just cabinets and a
Nope.
stove?
Nope.
Can I just call out and be like, hey, Kitty, you know the way out of here?
Animal handling roll.
Oh, God.
I give you
I've done
guidance.
one of those in forever.
I give you
What
guidance.
is that, plus D4?
1d4, yeah.
With guidance, a 10.
A 10? Give me an insight check. Nothing happens, but I'll let you insight check because we'll see.
That is a 21.
You can't train cats to do anything, but if you can convince the cat that it wants to go somewhere. You talked about a kitchen and the cat suddenly had food.
Gosh, I would love to run around in like an open city, just hunting mice right now.
I mean, let's be respectful to the cat's intellect, please. We don't.
I don't know.
Sure is a shame we brought a dog in here.
Speedy, would you like to go for a walk? Would you like to go for a
I
walk?
thought you just said
Oh,
respect its
God.
intelligence, man.
None of y'all have cats.
I'm talking
do you?
to it like an
You're
animal.
talking to it like a
Am I
black
the
dog.
only cat person in this show?
Do you think since we have established that inside my briefcase is an office, can I pull out an empty cardboard box?
Sure. Yeah, okay. Allowed.
I do that and place it and just wait. It's open on the top.
So, good bit. What's the play here?
So
I don't know. I just think I was giving it like a gift.
That is
We have gotten to the point of the show where we are, in the most literal sense possible, putting Schrodinger's cat back in the goddamn box.
Yeah.
It might
Yep.
be in there. What did you think I was gonna say?
It might be you. Oh, that's
What
genius.
did you
God
think
damn
I
it.
was gonna say?
No, that was a good instinct, Mr. Goodbit. That's a winning strategy for wrangling
No,
cats.
that was
I
good.
know.
That was good. When I said it might
dismantled
be
the
in
box, so the concept of the box doesn't exist anymore. It's just cardboard, and I put it back in my briefcase.
there. Wait, what did you do?
I dismantled the box, so
Okay.
there is no box.
It's just flat cardboard, and you put it back in
It's
the
black
Okay.
cardboard, and I put it away.
You know what? Actually, you see, at least for a moment, the cat just fully manifests solidly in the hallway and just kind of looks up at you confused.
Do I see it?
Yeah, everyone sees it. Because
Oh,
the way that I'm
shit!
thinking about this, it may or may not be in the box, and Goodbid, by destroying the box, just proved that it was not, therefore at least temporarily defining it. So the cat is now in physical space.
Holy shit!
Momo is still so
Welcome.
confused, but I promise this will make sense later.
This is such I don't know, not psychology, but philosophical.
It's quantum
bullshit.
physics.
It is. It literally is.
It's
I-
It literally
psychology.
is that.
Yeah.
We will
I
discuss it in the after
completely
show.
tune out when it's like, oh my god, this is philosophy. I'm out. I'm
It's
out.
philosophy,
It's
yeah.
funny, don't worry, I promise
It's
it's
a philosophical joke, which is,
Anyway, the cat's there. The cat's
pure
there.
comedy.
Hey, buddy.
Amazing.
We'll come over and make friends? Hey, come on.
The cat cautiously approaches Goodbid.
I will let it sniff me before I pet.
The cat accepts the pet.
Can I
Takes
pick
the
it
pet
up?
like no problem. That's a great cat right there.
Can I pick it up?
Animal handling check.
Oh boy,
It's a cat. You never
Cat's
can
gonna
tell.
scratch the fuck
you never
out of
can tell. Oh my god, a 9?
A 9? Here's the thing. That's actually fine. You reach out to grab the cat, and the cat, meows very abruptly, and then just kind of, leaps out of your arms and books it down the hallway. And when you turn around, there is a door that it has booked it through that was not there before.
Works for me.
You made the cat want to leave, and now the cat
Aw.
won't.
Okay. Okay.
Everyone I love leaves
Oh, man.
Through
Do you want
that
to talk about that?
door.
that. Let's go.
No
All
time
right,
going
so
back
is
that.
everyone-
We got
is
a
everyone going?
door to go through.
We don't have time to unpack all
As we're
that.
leaving through the door, Glib is like, "You loved that cat that fucking quick, man? Like that thing didn't exist until 5 seconds ago."
It's very easy to love an animal. They're so innocent.
You did not strike me as this type of person before. Did
I like to hide a lot of my personal life from you guys, but not anymore. You are my best friend. I give Glib a hug.
Glib's immediately like, okay. I don't.
I am so grateful for your
Uh-huh.
presence in my
Okay.
life. Let's
Okay.
go save everything.
Okay, please let go of me.
All right.
So you rush out onto just a random street in Backspace in the main area. Or I guess I should say most of you rush out because Styx, when you rush out, you see none of your friends and instead floating on the
Here we
streets
go.
an extant there. And at this point, we'll take our break.
Take the
Oh,
break.
boy.
We will take
Text
our
everybody
break.
else when we're
I
time
did
to
my
come back.
extended Schrodinger's cat bit. I'm very proud of it. I don't know if Chad enjoyed it, but I did, and that's
Here we go.
all that really matters for this bit. What's that? I don't remember what show this is from. It's okay. I was pretty much my target audience
Yeah.
anyway.
Matt,
So we will see you guys in a couple minutes for the final trial of the party.
just-
Don't go
how
anywhere.
about everyone who's not in the trial just not come back from break until Matt texts us? I think
Yeah.
that's
That actually works great.
Yeah.
Yes, that actually works perfect. So we will do that. We'll be back in just a sec. We are back. The cameras are messed up because I couldn't change them on the starting soon screen, but let me fix that really quick. As we start, I was going to just go ahead and say we start this the way we started all the other ones, but Mike wouldn't necessarily know that yet. I got to go through. So, Mike, first off, just to set the precedent of what you know, give me a perception check
Oh, boy.
as I get all these set to go here.
There's a characteristic perception roll. That is a natural 2.
I heard natural and then the T sound, and I was very hopeful for you for a second.
Nah, that's not Styx way.
That's not the Styx way. Well, you know what? Maybe that'll change. Or maybe this will go horribly. I don't know. Who's to say? That's up to you. That said, immediately, you notice as you walk through this, I guess portal is also true. Door, portal, whatever you want to go for. You come out onto a street, presumably the same street that the rest of the group went in on, but you don't see any of them. Like, it looks like the same as when you saw it through the door, but you don't see any of them. And with the 2, that's going to be the descriptor. The descriptor. So, this extant is floating in front of you, sort of impassively close. It's only a couple feet away from you, not hovering in the distance as it sort of used to. And it speaks in the same chorus of a million voices that you hear whenever one of these things speaks to you. And this time it asks you a very simple question. Well, deceptively simple, maybe I should say. It asks, why are you here?
Well, terribly short term, I am looking for a cat, which you are not. But, generally, my honest read is that I am here either as a cosmic throwaway joke or as a twist of fate, a liaison to the common man. This all feels very, and I kind of live down here. So, any of the above, if those work.
You see a flicker of acknowledgement in the thing's eyes. It does not speak to you, but just a slight flash of color, sort of like in a video game where it says, like, this character will remember this, or something like that. Some sort of acknowledgement of what you say. But then, before you can react with anything else, it asks another question, this time asking, where do you wish to be?
I'm not wished to be anywhere. I'm not wished to be anywhere, I suppose. The current goal is to get back to my own time and everything, but I don't think I've wished to be anywhere. I've wished to help wherever I am. The locations never terribly mattered to me.
Oh, that's right. I had to adjust my volume really quick.
Giving any kind of speech and immediately fast typing is so...
No, sorry. That was me just...
No, I know.
In chat. I did not mean to scare you. I didn't turn my volume up to the level it's supposed to be when we came back. That was my bad. But that was an interesting response. I'll go ahead and tell you. That was a different type of response than every other player has given so far. So, I'm actually not going to describe that perception check. It wouldn't have mattered anyway, because things would have shifted at this point. Instead of, again, what was going to happen, or what could have happened, I won't say exactly that. Upon hearing just, I don't wish to be anywhere, and this sort of, once again, both questions were responded to in a very immediate sense, right? First question was answered with, looking for a cat. And then just, I don't wish to be anywhere. Like, I'm looking for the cat right now. So, though once again, this is going to be a very sort of simple and so deceptively simple that it becomes cryptic question. After a moment's pause, the extant just asks why. Not why are you here, just why.
Not much one for small talk. Why? I assumed why was a reason that I just wasn't ever really going to be privy to, that it was, the concern of beings, people, gods, what have you, above me. And in the past week or so, I've discovered that those above me are, in fact, merely people. You know what I mean? It's like there's no, as far as I've seen, big operator. There's no big switch that's like, this is how life is going to go. It's the whims of these creatures and concepts and people with feelings. I saw the God of Secrets fully break down in front of me. And then, well, forgive me, I don't have a very clear reason as to why at this moment, but why? Because we persist. Because, you know, we're mortal, and by being mortal, you kind of take an agreement to see what you got through to the end, because otherwise you got nothing.
I like this. I like where this is going. As you speak, as you make these hand gestures, you notice there is not a mouth on your hand. In fact, best you can tell, all of them are gone. Whether that is a state of this sort of weird place that you're in, or something else, you don't know, but immediately they are gone.
Huh. That's now an odd sight. Styx looks to the exit, and I don't reckon that's a bad sign.
At that, maybe another perception check, actually.
My dice. That's a natural 1.
A natural 1. Okay. You don't notice anything yet. It actually doesn't speak. It just kind of continues to look down at you.
Not very talkative. Neither was this guy, the former inhabitant. I mean, you know, talked when spoken to, but, you know, not really very initiated. It was a weird situation, you know? I that was my god, you know, Vaktan. We weren't, like, estranged or nothing. I had a full relationship of faith with this guy, you know? So that's kind of what I'm talking about, right? Vaktan, at the literal fingertips of my hands. You, whatever you are and represent, and it's either silent or it's explosions and running and so much more death than I was expecting. And Styx is basically gonna ramble until he notices whatever we are.
Yes, I figured that was the case. Eventually, as this goes on, you see the extant raise up a hand. Not towards you, but off towards the side, down the road. If you came out, you know, on the side of this street, it raises out a hand, palm pointing towards, down, you know, a ways. And you see, down a ways, the rest of your group. Frozen completely. At this point, I'll say you wouldn't have noticed this off the original 2, but you noticed it now. Anyone who's on this street, it's not super populated, but there are people all frozen, as if everything in this whole area is in silent, unmoving stasis, your group included.
Styx, like, goes up to a passerby and, like, waves his hand in front of their face, like... And he's gonna go down to his group and, like, see them and see if there's any additional detail there.
The passerby does not react at all. As you start walking towards your group, you hear a sound from behind you, where the extant was. You turn to see a bolt of energy, this swirling, shifting, colorful energy, much like the rest of the extant's sort of silhouette form, blasts forth from the hand and strikes the other 3 party members.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, no. Am I able to react in any way? Try to get in the middle of that? Like, try to protect them?
What? Yeah, you see this happen, what do you do?
Okay, I see that happen. What actions do I have that might be able to? I mean, I'm carrying a shield, so to the best of his ability, Styx is going to jump up to the height of the blast and, like, put his shield up, put as much of his body behind the shield as he can, and I guess best case bounce off the energy blast.
What's your AC? I guess I should ask.
15.
15? So this does break a 15. Your shield goes flying. I'm actually going to do damage rolls on this. Hold on. I'll do sort of a cutscene damage roll, but it will be a damage roll nonetheless. 18 damage.
Right.
And actually, give me a strength save to hold on to the shield.
Strength save. 16.
16 will actually be enough. So you manage to keep the shield in your grasp, but you can feel the force trying to rip it away. The extant, for what it's worth, does not move. It stays in this floating position, palm outstretched. It is now sort of looking at you. You see the eyes have moved on its silhouette to be towards you, but otherwise it is still just palm outstretched towards the group, unmoving.
Stick's still struggling to, hold on to the shield. May I inquire what in the Sam hell you are doing?
Without making a sound, and without moving its palm or eyes, you see the outline of the silhouette turn to face you.
Hello there. Can I ask...
And then...
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead. No, you go ahead.
I was just going to say, again, can I ask what you are doing to my friends?
What is the exact wording that I want to give on this? Because I know what the answer is, but these things talk in weird cosmic cryptic nonsense. So, you ask, what are you doing to my friends? And it is going to say, in again the same scary chorus of voices, what all things do.
What all things do? Blast people? Hurt people? Sure, they do that sometimes, but with reason. What the hell did they do? Okay, many things, but to you, and recently. I know that all people hurt people, sure. There's badness in everyone, yada, 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 sure. But it comes with good reason, and it can be overcome. And stop trying to hurt my friends. I'm not going to speech at you. You just tried to kill them.
You see, with enough time to react, energy starting to gather around its palm once again.
Oh, goodness. This time Sticks. He's not the best idea guy. He's going to dive at the extant such as to tackle it.
Okay. You give me a, I don't think you need to check for that necessarily. You jump at this thing, to tackle it, and given just sort of the nature of what this thing's form looks like, there's a moment as you sort of reach into it where your whole eye line is just consumed by the color of its form, And in that moment, you flash backwards to the position, backwards in I guess, time in a sense, to the position that everything started in. So the group is down at the end of the street once again. You have just exited the portal. The extant is floating in front of you, arms down, not actively attacking. And once again, it just asks, why?
I could very well ask you the same thing. Okay, why? Let me see. What did I say last time? Why? To protect, to be good. I mean, you've seen. They are my friends. They are, but you've also seen what they do on their own. These are seemingly the best hopes for our world and timeline, and they are not ethical or particularly competent, but I think they're good people, just passionate in all the wrong ways. Isn't that all anyone really is? Passionate in all the wrong ways. You need a little bit of a guiding hand. You need a little bit of support on the right side of the table. And I think that's what I try to be. A little bit of support on the right side of the table. That is why.
Upon saying that, once again, very suddenly, the entire street that you are on goes black, turning into just an empty, infinite black void, except for you and the extant hovering in front of you. And before you have time to say anything in response to this, it starts slowly floating backwards. And as it does this, it begins to grow, much like you've heard the rest of your party describe. It grows and grows and grows into a massive form. So big that it is, beyond all of your comprehension, both as Styx, a character, and as Mike, a player. Just this all-consuming, giant, cosmic mass of colors bigger than anything that you can possibly conceive of. And as you look at this thing, you hear its chorus of voices echoing around you as it says, "Rise, believer." And suddenly, you are back on the street with everyone else as if you just walked out of the door. Because Styx believes in people. He believes in himself. He believes in people. And importantly, the first thing, this is where this one changed a little bit from what I was expecting. The first thing that Styx said was just like, yeah, this is weird and everything's crazy. I'm just trying to help. And then yet immediately went in and dove into to stop this cosmic thing from hurting people. So that is Styx's role. It's also worth noting, as I text people to come back, and the chat is going to note this, that test, even compared to the others, shorter than most others, time-wise. Like not in like the you were gone, but like in Styx's perspective time, shorter than most of the others. That is notable. That is not something that just happened from the from the way that the scene played out. It is notable and intentional in the story that Styx's was shorter than anyone else's, if you want to take that as a clue in chat for theorizing.
Shout out to the person in chat going, "And I'm a believer," because that was my first thought too.
Yes. But yes, that was a short one and an intentionally short one. So take that into account with your theories. I still hold, I just texted everyone to come back. The nature of these things may get revealed this episode, or it might be next episode. We're right on to the nature of these things, and it's going to be interesting. I'm excited to see people's reactions when you find out what exactly these things are.
With a 10-minute one after Nathan's 40-minute run, I feel like you'd expect Styx to just be dead, full Yamcha pose, fucking gone.
Yeah. But Styx is seemingly got a decent handle on things, and we will see how that plays out in relation to some others, because it's going to be very interesting. I'm going to go ahead and say this, just to scare with the nature of what these are, Styx's possible trauma is not going to come from these. Styx's trauma is going to come from other places.
Oh boy.
These things were, given Styx's character, Styx and these things are on pretty good terms. That's all I'm going to say. Hello. Oh, I need to turn I was like, why is your camera not back on? It's because I turned them all off in the chat so that we didn't have blue things. There's Momo. I think that one's Pandas.
I'm nervous for Styx.
Yeah. This is going to be interesting. I'm sure people in chat are very confused, that was crazy short. It will make sense. It will make sense, I promise you. That was not a coincidental choice. All right. And did I turn on Nathan's? Yes, he's just not back yet.
I also don't know how short it's because I was on break the whole time.
Oh, that's also true. You don't know exactly how much that was bathroom break and how much was episode.
I do not.
True. I didn't even think about that. That's a good plan. That one was so much shorter than Nathan's. I feel like we're going to have to wait a minute. But we just came back from break anyway. So do we have any, announcements to plug? I'll plug the show tomorrow again while we're waiting for people. But does anyone have anything they want to do before we get to that?
Just reminding everyone that you can now get annual subscriptions to our Patreon. So you save 10%. And you can also test it out with the 7-day free trial.
And I should note, even though, for talking about annual subscriptions, even though we are getting close to the end of Season 3 of the Symmetry Saga, that is not the end of the show. We have things planned for the rest of the year. So don't think, there's a few more episodes of the season. I don't want to do the year. We have other stuff coming. So that's notable if we're talking about yearly long-term subscriptions. Why is Nathan's camera the size of a ant? Why is it? That's the smallest a camera has ever been. There we go.
One nice but also annoying thing about planning a D&D show is it's really easy to fill up your year because you only come in weekly. And so even if someone comes in, or like Matt wants to do like a totally different, like, oh, let's just do a mini one, like 8 episodes. There's 2 months. God.
Yeah.
It's tough. Panda just got back, so real quick, let me plug the show for tomorrow again. I have another show on this channel. I do a few things on this channel. I play video games and talk about lore and stuff. This, obviously. But I have another higher production value show that just recently started called Canon Clash, which is a comic book trivia game show, basically. The YouTube on that is in the works. It will be done by the episode tomorrow. I just need to finalize a few things and get stuff uploaded. So that will be done by tomorrow. The previous episodes are available on Twitch, but don't worry about that. The point is, there's going to be another episode of the show tomorrow, and the reason we're especially plugging it in today's D&D episode is that Mike is one of the guests, one of the contestants on the episode. The other 2 people are Friso Cosplay, who was the Iron Loki in the Fan Expo Dallas video that I did on TikTok a couple days ago, and Aqua's Art on TikTok. This is a game show, so if you haven't seen the first 2, it's not continuity. It's comic book trivia. And it is explicitly comic book trivia for non-comic nerds. So if you're a comic nerd who wants to come in and feel smart, come and watch. And if you are not a comic nerd who wants to laugh at how incredibly stupid comics can be sometimes, that's the whole point of the show. So come and try to answer questions and laugh with us. It is going to be at 8 p.m. Central Time tomorrow. It's shorter than this. It runs like, I think the longest episode of the 2 we've done is 90 minutes, and it will not go longer than that. So come to that episode tomorrow. It's going to be very fun. Again, Mike is going to be there. Any other announcements we got to do? Panda is no longer here, I'm now realizing. But anything else we got to do before we get back into stuff?
I don't think so.
Oh, Panda's back. All right, cool. So, this was a very different timescale of trial than the others had been, which I said to chat while we were waiting was intentional. The reasoning for that will get revealed later, but now every party member has gone through them, so things can start getting real funky. From the perspective of everybody else, you all walked through the door that the cat made, and Styx did not walk through the door that the cat made with you. Maybe he was still in the area, maybe not, but about 2 minutes afterwards, he does sort of pop back through, walking through the door.
Okay.
Back up.
As soon as he walks back through, just... Hey, dude, you good?
Okay, this one you can move. Okay. Yes, I am good then. All right.
We can what?
I think we're done.
What happened?
What?
Well, no. Well, first Styx is gonna check his hands. What's the status?
They're
of
back.
They're back. Okay.
They're back.
The mouth, not the hands themselves. I think I did my test just now.
You did disappear, so I was hoping there wasn't a time thing on the door.
Yes. So, okay, what happened? It asked me a bunch of questions. I don't remember exactly how. I used many words. I kind of fumbled over many thoughts. Big questions. Frustratingly big questions. I said I didn't really wish to be anywhere particularly. I've always made myself pretty comfortable where I am, you know. So it just brought me here, but everything was frozen. And then before I know anything, my extant is firing a blast at you guys.
Dang.
Okay.
I couldn't have that, so I blocked it with my shield. You guys didn't get hurt.
Appreciate
And then it was going to blast you again, and so I am realizing that I have a very low complexity flowchart for danger, as I then tackled the extant. And
did what?
kind of went... I tackled the extant and kind of went into its, like, being, but then I came right back out that door, which is why I was very frustrated coming out of it again, and everything was frozen again, and it asked me why again, and apparently I gave a better but no less rambling answer, and now I have my title. I want you guys to guess. I think that'd be fun. We never did that. What do you guys think it is?
You tackled an extant. What is stupid? What the fuck was that?
I made a crunch decision, and it didn't work out.
You tackled a god. What?
I have my god on my hands and feet.
I think the impulsive.
Oh, that's a
The
good
impulsive, not a bad guess based on my story, but no, not the impulsive.
one. I was going to say something like the optimist.
The optimist, you are getting warmer.
Getting warmer.
Mr. Glib.
The ignorant? I'm not sure, man.
The dumbass. Gotta be.
I'm shocked they didn't call you the incorrigible. No, I am the believer.
Wow.
Thank you.
Would you look at that?
So the gullible.
The believer.
It's behind you, by the way.
What is?
Yeah.
True belief.
We have many dangers to worry about. It's a good thing to believe a call to danger.
He's got you there. The amount of times that there has been something behind you.
It's true.
Like, I think
So
it's
wait, what
fair. It is not without
What are
precedent.
all our names then? I'm the coordinator. Styx is the believer.
I'm the relentless.
The relentless. And what is Bello?
The empath.
Empath. Oh man, what a gang!
And if you want to recap, the bad guys are the objective, the nihilist, the rejecter, and the corrupter.
Hold on, I'm writing these down. Are we like foils for each other?
Oh no, I've got Daredevil, don't I?
So what? It was the nihilist, the rejecter, the corrupter, and the objective. Did I say that right? I feel like I said one thing twice.
Oh, I
I
think
realized later that rejector and objective sound too similar, but they both sound cool, so I'm running with it anyway.
my foil is the objective because objectives don't care about your feelings, but empaths do.
That's true. I could also see the objective being the believer's foil. Because you have to believe in something that is not necessarily objectively true.
I go over to the Goodman or Lawrence real quick and be like, hey Lawrence.
Yeah.
What's a nihilist?
That is a great question. Me totally not Googling it right now.
Wait, do you not know?
Do you want me to?
I just want to
Do you
give a
not
smart
know what-
answer. I'm not a smart person. A nihilist is kind of just like a person that
Clip it.
believes that all life is meaningless and just rejects all principles, rejects it all.
Isn't that the opposite of believing something?
That could also be the opposite of believing something.
No.
Right.
Glib hearing that goes, ha! You're gonna have to fight the lion! Oh shit! They're gonna fucking die! Oh my god!
I prefer the one that ate a hanger. Oh no!
It is.
No, but she was actually a really cool lady.
She's gonna fucking eat you, man!
She did kill Greg, but like she was really nice when we talked to her when we were up high and she was down low.
Oh, and she's so confident.
She's gonna drink your blood from a boot, my guy!
Have you guys noticed how much I talk when I'm nervous? I don't want to do that encounter.
I don't think she gives a fuck, bro.
I think
Obviously not.
the nihilist is for the believer. I think the objective is for the relentless.
God damn it! I gotta
No.
fight the
Oh,
pitch
sorry.
black one.
Actually, I think the opposite of being relentless is not trying, right?
That's true.
And then that means that the one that wouldn't try is the one that's limp and literally not trying.
The rejector.
Yeah.
Rejecting all.
So then,
Also possible.
that would leave Bello with the objective, which
Would make sense. Which would leave me with.
Oh, you got. That is rough.
My old
That's rough,
boss.
buddy.
Kind of poetic.
Maybe if you're right. I'm not saying anything.
I will also say it's gonna be real fucking funny if we roll up and they're like,
What are you talking
Foil.
about? We're gonna be.
We're gonna
don't
do it
fucking
all
know
at the
you.
same time.
Who the fuck
We're
are you?
gonna rush you.
All I know is that I'm not fighting the Rilligus guy.
Yeah.
That's not
Aurelius,
happening.
you were very close. You were very close, Bello.
Thank you. Thank you.
Everyone's done their trials now. How do you all feel about the state of the cosmic nonsense going on?
Glib feels a lot. He knows that he has other people he can poke fun at.
Well, then who is Emerald supposed to fight?
Well, we don't even know if Emerald is still with us.
I'm decently sure that the guy who kidnapped my fucking kid is not on our side.
We're kind of in a situationship with Emerald right now. And so...
Oh, speaking of that
Okay.
situationship, he's still missing.
Yeah,
That is
Yeah,
still a
where-
concern
where
to
are
us.
we
He
right
never
now?
came
Where
back.
did we come out?
You are make me a perception check.
I'll do that.
I can get out.
I just
Momo
realized,
is laughing, and now I'm worried. Why are you
I
laughing?
just realized I could have been scrying on him this whole time. I forgot I had that spell.
Oh my god!
God, I
Oh
had
my
scrying.
gosh.
Glib
Just
looked
fucking
over the whole time.
FaceTiming
I
Emerald.
completely-
Hey,
We could have skipped the whole thing with the cat.
I completely forgot. That's my bad. That's my bad.
I got a 22 for what it's
In my
worth.
defense, I built this character not expecting them to get this far.
hey,
Welcome,
Emerald. You know
welcome
how
to
we're
the club.
house sitting? We can't find the door.
Okay, Goodbid got a 22 on perception, which means... Oh, hold on, let me turn that off. I gotta say something important. I kind of pulled the same trick again, though it was less obvious this time. You are on a street. Seems like a normal street, but this time, instead of the objective just being here or Emerald not being there, it is just you four.
No other people?
No other NPCs.
Oh no, our party.
Did they not follow us out? Oh shit,
Seems
they have to do their
did, but-
trials.
Also, there were people
Do
on the
they get
street.
trials?
There,
You have no
I thought they were
idea.
NPC.
You have no idea whether they get
Okay,
trials
so
or
there's not a living soul around here.
No, there are like a couple
Oh,
of
okay,
passerbys.
okay.
There's not...
But it's
yeah.
nowhere that we recognize.
It is a street in the main... not like immediately, but it seems normal for what that's
Does
worth.
it
Like you
look
were, you know,
in the
just off
same
the other
realm
street.
as that my apartment's in?
Yes.
Well, and we determined that the holy shit, the fucking dock, not dock, the dock where we docked our
Oh.
as well, right?
You froze there for a second. Can you say that again?
Our ship is in that same realm too, the same as my apartment.
Yes.
I could take us to the ship right now, but I will say when I was on the empty threat, only the nihilist, corruptor, and the objective were there, not freaky demon guy or whatever the other one is. Oh, no, that's it.
That was all of them.
That was it. Not freaky demon guy was not
I
there.
do
I
not.
also want to remind everybody that the last time we fought Freaky Demon Guy, we didn't put a scratch on that motherfucker. He was fine
No.
the whole time, and we threw everything but the kitchen sink at that son of a bitch. That
I think definitely with the objective and the rejector, both are going to be more of a mental battle. It's going to be a battle of wits, or some clever trickery.
I don't have
Maybe.
that.
You don't know the exact nature of these powers yet, but a lot of the clues have been placed in front of you, so...
Oh yeah, there was a giant hole back at the ship.
There was also a giant hole back at the ship that never got
This
resolved.
is
Yeah.
Well-
this is unrelated, but like I did mean to ask it earlier, and it, and I'm reminded of it, Mr. Goodbid. Do you know if the Raelius you met was in any way related to the dimension of Raelii that we found?
I would say yes, but I would love to roll insight or whatever.
You can roll insight, and there's also... Yeah, do roll insight. I was going to make you roll it anyway to see if you remembered something.
That is a dirty 20.
Reasonable assumption.
Yeah.
Reasonable
Yeah.
assumption from what you saw that maybe this one is the somewhere higher up in that
Prime
that sort of
Raelius.
hierarchy. Also, I want to say there is a sort of important detail from your thing that only you remember, that only you would know.
I was just about to say, I forgot to mention, Raelius. First off, let me ask you, Matt, just to clarify: was his actual self like freaky looking, or was he Raelius? Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
So not only did Raelius look nightmarish, but he was also walking around in what I could best describe as like a mech made of flesh.
If you guys want a visual aid for this, and this is going to sound really stupid, but then you Google it and it'll make sense. If you Google Venom the Duck, which sounds so dumb, it is a symbiote character from a Marvel mobile game. That is the visual reference that I have in mind, not like proportions wise, but general vibe. If you Google Venom the Duck, that is the imagery. Yeah.
When
not doing good.
When he showed up, he didn't even open the door. It just it was almost like Polnari levels of weird body horror. It just kind of turned into matter and twisted at his will to let him in the room.
Okay.
Yeah, he kind of fucking got my ass too.
I'm gonna go ahead and
go
say,
to like a doctor.
You're like, that is healed a little bit. But there's another thing. There's another thing that you're forgetting, Nathan. I just want to point that out.
Am I?
Yeah.
What the fuck did I
Something
forget?
maybe possibly important, but I'm not going to say it.
Hold on. Oh, shit.
I'm never going to say it again. I gave you one. You're forgetting something hint, and you're not going to get it again. So, oh no.
Can Nathan, the person, roll a history check?
Nope. Nathan's the note taker. If he doesn't know, I'm throwing Nathan under the bus.
I had a conversation. Well, I guess I didn't describe to them the objectives extant. It was kind of like a weeping angel. It would only move when you weren't looking at it. But I don't know how important the extants are, if they're like fucking stands from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Like,
you did have
I don't know how important they are.
You did have an extant fight while you were there, so it might
That's
very
true,
much
we
be
did.
like that.
But yeah, his ex was like a weep. To use a pop culture reference, it was like a weeping angel. It only moved when you.
Oh, JoJo's wasn't a pop culture reference in that sentence?
No, JoJo's is canon in Von. I figured we knew that.
That's fair.
Do we know anyone called the Promise? Do we know a Promise anywhere?
Do we know Emerald's name? Did he ever tell us his code?
We did,
because
his was different.
Oh, his was that there wasn't.
He didn't have one, which kind of was inherently the thing.
His name was.
Presumably, it's a thing where no one knows it, even him. It is a secret.
The secret, essentially. Yeah.
Him. Yeah. That's fine. Though no, I'm not going to give you that. I won't give you that. Anyway,
The shorthand I'll use is the secret.
Yeah, that'll be an acceptable shorthand.
I brought up the constant shifting explosion of rainbows.
You got close to bringing up everything that was important there.
Man, you're gonna.
You did mention that the extants were fighting each other, on behalf of you guys, almost. So, do you have to establish a relationship with your extant or something?
What I'll say, okay, here's what it might be. It may be important to note that when our extants fought, the objective seemed very surprised and got up and left fairly quickly. And then when we met again, he made a sort of snide remark saying, "Oh, yours likes you." Don't know what all that means, but he had not seen that before either. He also told me that he doesn't fully know what they are either. But that could have been a lie. But he doesn't lie.
He doesn't lie.
I rolled a nat 20 on that. He doesn't lie. So he also told me he doesn't know fully what they are either. So we're all just kind of guessing.
At this point, ball is in your court, party. There's hints, there's established things, and if it takes too long, I'll give you a hint. But
we don't have the rest of our.
I'm going to say this: you have the clues in hand right now, collectively.
Okay.
We don't. So out of character, we don't have our NPCs.
They're gone.
They're gone. I can teleport us to my apartment. I could teleport us to the ship, or anywhere else in that main city area. Also worth noting that their ship was flying through the nothingness. It was flying through the white space that we were in when we were in Sky
Yeah.
There it is.
That's fucking important.
There it is.
That's important. Nathan.
Listen, I was trying to figure out.
Last time we saw it
And
was
so
over the
when we
city.
were
What the
flying
fuck do you mean it was going through the nothing?
No, it was flying through nothingness, and it was all white nothingness. And then when I was talking about those explosions, I believe we were looking out. I believe it was our extents fighting back at the workshop that we just were. We went through like a series of portals to get to the ship. And so there is something. The backspace exists within the nothing. And they can travel throughout the nothing to go presumably anywhere in backspace. I would assume.
This was the afterthought?
You got the thing that you were forgetting.
The one thing the objective asked me to do after I denied his offer was to call off my extant because them fighting made him concerned.
Okay, Glib turns to Bello. You can call yours, right?
Yeah, I can call them up right now.
They seem not to like when they throw hands, so maybe if we get yours in here, they can go and fight.
Well, maybe they don't want to fight. I have to ask their permission.
Okay, all right, yeah, sure. We can do that.
Hey, it's your extant.
Whatever,
Whatever
if that works.
Like an imaginary dial-phone. Hello, E.T.?
Is he mocking
You
me
see
right now?
the extant. Your specific, slightly happier looking extant appear nearby. No one else can see it.
Okay, so
Floating like above you all, I guess.
Okay, so apparently, I almost called you Nathan. Goodman's extant was fighting with the objective extant. Can you tell me more about what happens when you fight? Because apparently it was the real spectacle.
You see it kind of tilt its head in almost confusion. Give me an insight check.
That's pretty good. It's pretty good. It's a 17 on the die for a 19.
19. You get the sense that what happens when you fight is like for this cosmic thing that knows a lot, maybe too vague of a question. There's a lot of different ways that it could answer that, and it doesn't seem to know which one to go with.
So when you guys get into an altercation and
Altercation.
an alliteration? Altercation, thank you.
There you go.
An alteration.
Still not right.
Oh,
Well, we had it for a second.
An altercation.
There you go.
There's like a lot of beautiful colors that happen, and it seems to make the others, the ones that are trying to fight us, uncomfortable. What is that extreme poof of color?
Okay, so you're asking what is the poof of color specifically?
And what is the poof of color, and why would someone that doesn't like the color be upset by that?
One question at a time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Because these are.
Why?
I'm giving you that as a DM to be nice.
Yes.
They will answer weirdly if you ask more than one question at a time.
Why would that
19
explosion?
insight gives that.
Why would that explosion scare the bad guys?
Why would that explosion scare the bad guys? Okay. After a moment of thought, the extant responds. Conflicting ideals.
Yeah, they say conflicting ideas.
I'm gonna punt one of these things across the cosmos.
There, you're learning.
It seems like they don't.
wow.
It seems like they
With
don't like their
stick on the
ideas to be
back.
challenged. Is that the vibe I'm getting?
It's hard to get a vibe off these things. If you want to try to get a vibe, you're going to have to insight roll for it at the very least.
I don't know if I said this specifically. I believe I said that I got into a tussle with the objective, and his extant protected him. And then my extant, that's what sparked my extant fighting his extant. I think Goodman would have also mentioned that the way, well, for one, that means his extant likes him, whatever liking means. He came out of nowhere because I fired a shatter at his ass, and the extant just appeared at the tip of my finger and absorbed that shit like it was nothing. And that's when their tussle went down.
Okay.
And also, correct me if I'm wrong, Matt, but it wasn't just like an explosion of rainbows. It was like expanding and contracting, reoccurring.
It as a persistent, constantly shifting sort of.
And that happened when you cast Shatter or when they were fighting?
That happened when they were fighting, because we went through a series of like Harry Potter style walk through the walls type portals, ended up on the ship, and when we were looking back at presumably where we came from, that all we saw was a speck in the distance with...
Okay.
It could be unrelated. I'm making sort of like an insight on that as a player, but that's the only crazy thing.
Okay. Glib turns to...
Since you have made that insight as a player, I will confirm visually the color shift resembles that of the X.
And
so it is a reasonable... I'm not going to say it's confirmed, but it is a reasonable...
He looked at it and told me to call my extant off. And so I assume it is all related.
Glib turns to Bello and goes, specify and ask why would two of them fight?
So why would two extants fight?
Okay, let me think of the specific wording. It's so hard to come up with the wording for these guys because they're so strange. Why would two extants fight? You know what? It's going to be even more cryptic because these things are weird, and it's going to respond with a question. And it's going to say, "Why do you fight?"
Glib, why do we fight?
Many reasons. We bicker constantly.
Is that why it asked? Shut the fuck up, Sticks!
Yeah.
I'm working!
Yeah, it asked, why do we fight?
I suppose conflicting ideals.
Right. Great question. That's actually a good point. Will anything...
melting my brain.
Will anything...
You're getting real close. I'm proud of you
Can I call
guys
my
for
extant
this.
since I guess he likes me, or they like me, or it likes me?
You can try.
I just speak out like, yo, extant, buddy. I was told you like me. You want to come help us figure this out?
Your extant appears. The notable visual difference of your extant that is present in all of them is now here. It's not a huge difference, but if you look at it, you notice rather than floating sort of impassively above situations like most of them do, yours is still a silhouette, but it is standing on the ground.
Kind of more humanoid.
Still humanoid, but more
present,
if that makes sense. It is not distancing itself as much. It is acts as if it's more.
Can I? Have any of us ever tried to touch our extant? Well, I guess Sticks tackled his. I'm gonna treat
He
it
teleported
like
through
friend
his.
and like walk up to it, just like any other.
It does not move.
Cool. So I'll like ask it. I'll be like, first of all, can y'all see each other, you extants?
There's not an immediate answer. You get the sense as if it is like trying to think of a good answer before it just says yes. But I'm not even going to make you insight roll for it. You know it's good. It's probably a more weird cosmic scenario than that, but the short answer is yes.
And follow up, are there extants that you don't like?
Yes.
Would you like to... Are there extants that you would like to get rid of?
That is an interesting question. And for that, I have to turn to you, Nathan, and ask, are there extents that Goodbid wants to get rid of?
I don't think Goodbid knows enough about extents because as far as I know, you kill the person, the extent goes with it. You know?
If you don't know, the extent will not respond.
I'm just trying to gauge if they have any sort of the same problems that we mortals do. Do they fight? Do they envy? Do they want to kill?
Mm-hmm. Keep asking questions. You're on a good line here.
Let me rephrase. Do you... I have so many questions I want to ask.
You got time. Hey, this is probably the end of the episode. What I'm thinking is you guys are going to figure out some big revelation and then we'll cut the episode. So take your time. All of you are free to ask questions.
Anybody else got any ideas?
Literally, you guys are the ones that understand philosophy, so...
I could call mine. I mean, you two, yours lacks here. Maybe we need a bit of a control. I tried to tackle mine. I don't get the sense that we're on the best of terms. Frankly, I don't terribly like them, so maybe...
I'll ask...
I feel reticent to say I dislike them.
I'll ask, are you on my side?
Okay. Very, very, very interesting question. Very key question, and I'll
follow it up with, because you saved my life twice earlier, and I take that very seriously.
This is a very, very key question, so I have to think about this for a second. Are you on my side? Let's see. I think...
Yes.
This is really good, and I promise this will pay off. I just got to think of the wording.
Yes.
Are you on my side? The exit response: it doesn't matter. You'll find a way.
Well, I'm relaying all these answers to the group as we go.
Yeah.
I turned to my extent like, but we're friends, right? We're friends, right?
Are you asking? You're asking it. Are you friends?
Yeah.
Without hesitation, immediate yes.
Wow.
Yeah, okay.
Wow.
I mean, I'm friends with a guy.
Okay.
I'm calling mine in, and Sticks does a little like, come on out here, and like there's a whistle that I can't actually physically do, but you know, like it's beckoning something.
Yours appears as well. The visual difference is that yours seems almost slightly more three-dimensional than others, with a sort of shinier white like sheen to it, as if it's got some sort of aura around it, almost as if it is wearing some sort of armor.
Huh. Yours got a little white outline or anything, fellow Goodbid?
Nah, don't got that.
Well, that is the least of our concerns. All right. Okay. You don't do straight answers, I understand that, but maybe we can try a straight question. What's an extant?
Let's see. With Styx asking this is very much a question that would get different answers depending on who asks, much like everything.
I think we should all ask our extents that question.
Do you all? If you're asking, Styx is asking this out loud.
I'll turn to mine. I'll go, yeah, but what is an extant to mine?
I feel like I already asked that question.
Yeah. You don't necessarily have. If you don't want to, you don't have to, because you're all going to get specific answers.
No, I mean, I feel like I did ask that question when I first, back on the time skimmer, I did ask that question to my extant.
I don't think so. That would have been a big one.
Thought I had.
Well, okay, it's worth noting.
Yeah, did Momo ask?
I'm checking my notes. What Glib actually did ask, whose side are you on? Similar to are you on my side that I just asked. And Glib's answered, outside of one, we exist for all, which is different than what I got, but also a slightly different question.
Notably, Glib asked that before the trial. That is important. The answers might be different before.
Oh, I see. I wrote it down in my notes. I think I forgot to say it.
Great. And yes, I will go ahead and say in response to that, the answers before and after the trial.
Got it.
Because remember, all of them look the same before the trial, and then
That's
they change
true.
form
That's
afterwards.
true.
So
That's true, because he
Styx
he
is
asked
asking
that.
Yeah.
That was right before. Okay. My bad. Okay.
No, you're good. This is all cryptic, valid questions.
Yeah, I'll ask mine what are extents as well as Styx. Oh.
So, in response to Styx, who asked first, the extant is going to pause for a second, as if thinking. And it eventually responds, and it says, I am the hardship you persist through, and the reward you find at the end of it. In response to Goodbid, it says, I am something for you to exploit, but eventually find joy in, or find friends in, or something along those lines.
Hold on.
So mine said I, so not like a general.
Yeah, it said I specifically, not like the
And the hardship you suffer through and the reward you get at the end.
something of.
And then mine was, what was the second half of mine?
It was. I think I described it. I'm going to reword it slightly. Is I am something you can exploit, but something you can you have found friendship through, or something like
you
that.
can exploit, but have found friendship through.
Yeah.
I relay that to the gang. Mike, I hope you wrote yours down.
Yes.
If not, I can repeat.
Yeah, I'm not even asking mine because I know the answer is it's my friend. My friend?
Valid.
I mean, if you don't want to, Bello, that's fine. I'm the hardship you struggle through and the reward you get at the end. Mr. Glib, I feel we need more data. Are you on speaking terms with your extant?
Well, last time I saw my extant, he made me relive one of the most traumatic moments of my life, so no.
Right.
Oh, okay. You know what? Upon Glib saying straight up no to that, Glib, you hear a voice anyway that says, I am all the pain you have ever felt, and the reality that you still persist.
He doesn't say that.
Great.
It only says it to you, by the way.
Yeah,
I know.
So no one else heard that.
I'd like to.
And Glib, I want to say, he was dead locked eyes with Styx when he asked him, like, are you on speaking terms? And he gave him the look of, like, what? And I was like, no, last time I saw him, we were on... last time I saw him, he made me relive my most traumatic memory, so no. And then stayed staring at him when he heard that, and just...
Okay, fair enough.
And,
I'm going to ask my extant. When... Fuck. There's so much I need to know.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask, if the misfortune were to happen where I die, would you go with me? Would you die as well?
That is a very, once again, a very key question, and a very complicated answer. Because you have once again sort of hit the nail on the head of, like, that's kind of important for this. But it's it kind of like you see it sort of look down at itself and then back at you. And it goes, everything I am would persist, but I would not. When I said I made a religion for this season, I was not lying.
How many
I
pages
feel we're
is your
getting too
lore?
heady, and like Styx is gonna turn back to his. Half of our friends are currently missing. How can you help us find them? And
for you specifically, Styx, it will have again a specific answer. I'm gonna say it says, it actually, you know what? thinking about where they are. It does not respond yet, but you kind of get the sense that it's like thinking or searching somehow.
Man,
Okay, take your time, I suppose.
big old lore drop.
Mhm.
What other... If I died to you, everything I am would persist, but I would not.
Everything I am.
What did it say it was when you asked it what is an extant?
For me, it said, I am something you can exploit, but have instead found a friend with.
And your title is
The coordinator.
the coordinator. Glib is like taking it in the back and looks over you and goes, you found friendship through cooperation with others when you had the option to exploit it. Meaning that if you died, the cooperation that you were a part of would still live on past you. But that thing that you're talking to would no longer have someone to talk to it, so it would functionally not exist.
Interesting.
He looks over at Styx and said, what did it tell you?
Well, I didn't ask it the death
What is an extant?
question.
You asked what our ex...
No, I asked it what it was. Oh, yes.
Right.
Yes. Mine said, I'm the hardship you struggle through and the reward you get at the end, or something, some such.
And your belief tells you that you'll get a reward at the end, regardless of the struggle that you have, right?
I do suppose so.
That belief is what carries you, and it'll exist even if you die. Even if you don't exist anymore, which functionally means it won't exist, because there'll be nothing to talk to it.
So it'll stubbornly stick around. Then what about yours sticks around? The stubbornness to stick around?
My relentlessness is what drives me. It's what makes me keep going forward. What I did sticks around after me. Even if I die, that doesn't change.
When we all die, we leave behind footprints.
Yours will be the cooperation that you had. Yours will be the belief that you left behind. Mine is the reverberations of my actions.
What's Bellows?
What's Bellows' title?
The empath.
The empath. Glib's gonna point to all of us and be like, we're not exactly likable people, no offense, Goblin, but honestly, you were still able to find friends. Your empathy is what drove you to us. Your empathy is what keeps you here, even if we suck. So, even if you're not here, both of you, then...
I'm going to give you guys a little hint here, because there's a thing. There are few things that have been the exact same in all of your trials, but there are a few things that have been the same that are relevant in this conversation.
We were all given a choice.
You were all given a
That was a
choice.
constant.
The extants grew to supermassive size. Was that for everyone?
That was definitely for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And I was gonna before Matt said in character, because I feel like, all right, not to undermine the headiness of the conversation, but the other guys did have powers, and I feel like we have to figure out how we get ours. Yes.
I agree. Yo, how do we get our powers, friend?
The extant echoes something that you actually have heard someone say before. It says, your powers are not what you do, they are what you are in us.
Oh, well, okay.
ET, can you help Glib stop being so unlucky, please?
Your extant kind of pauses and goes, that is not my right. That is not my way, in a sense.
Oh, I tried.
I got a quick question.
Appreciate it.
You said mine is on the floor, more present.
Yeah, it's standing on the floor.
Is it look like me?
No, it is
Okay.
not shaped like
Okay.
you. Though, if you want to kind of well, no, that's
Oh,
To
fellow, you-
squash that one, good vid. Mine would look like a frog. Or it would-
yeah. That
Well,
is a
I
good
don't know.
point.
I don't know. I'm just fine. We're in,
Also, yeah,
Might be very
good bit.
clearly
Good
not
bit. Your
more-
party's a goblin, a frog, and a butterfly.
That would be pretty. That would,
I think that would have come up if they all looked like
if Bellows was shaped like Bello, it would just be Bello.
yeah. If Bellows was shaped like Bello, Bello definitely would have been like, "It's me." Like,
that's
so-
true.
Yeah.
That is true. Okay.
Who's that Pokemon?
Hey, Bello, you tried. I'm gonna try.
It's Butterfree.
Not my best question.
Oh,
I do.
No, valid question.
Oh,
If we, okay, this one's specifically for mine. I guess that's how it works. But I ask mine: if we go to war with the crew of the Empty Threat, would you still protect me?
It says, "You have claimed your place in me.
That is
I will stand with."
wow. That is the most intimate thing I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah.
wow.
True though. Valid though.
I'm gonna.
oh, I have a question for mine.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
So, ET, are you just a piece of the really big one we talked to earlier?
No.
That-
What you saw was, it says, what you saw was myself.
gang, I'm just gonna full send a power attempt. All right. I do thoroughly believe that the rest of our friends are going to walk through that door. And then he's going to look at the
Hallelujah.
expectantly.
Amen.
Let's see. Is, okay, you know what? Give me a perception check.
This shit works.
I want to say, as we're doing this, Glib is sitting on stick, just levitating, just waiting for everyone to be done with their conversations,
Yep.
and like very,
not having a good time with this.
very calmly looks over at the door when everyone looks at it.
That's a 14 on perception.
14. You see something start to happen at the door that you pointed at. Something strange, something some sort of distortion of some kind. And it opens, the door opens, right? And you see what you think for like a flicker of a half a second could be the form of Callisto, let's say, in front. But then as the door opens, that form changes and you see the objective step through.
God damn it.
And immediately just crosses his arms.
Glib's gonna look back at
Looking
Sticks and be like,
displeased.
dude, come
I
on.
don't know. I feel like my thing was working, and then he cheated and he interfered. What? Come on.
Hey, man. I got all my friends here right now. If you thought I was dangerous before, which you probably didn't, you should now.
You truth teller. Was it
I'm not
working?
here to fight. Calm down.
Glib just kind of
Calm
looks
down.
at him and is
If
like,
I was here to fight, I'd bring my friends.
Okay. Well, then what are you
Oh,
here for?
what do you want, bro?
I was sensing some deep soul searching going on. Wanted to see if I could gain any information from it. Good bid. You know that I don't know that these things are whatever they are. I assume you've told your friends
Yeah.
that. I'd love to know what you found out. I'm happy to answer any questions if you'd like to compare
I
notes.
bet you would love to know.
You telling me you haven't asked yours? Glib hops off of Stick to engage.
Just how mine doesn't speak as much as I'd like.
Yeah, it's probably just the nature of being around you all the time.
Yeah, you kind of suck, man, so...
Not a good conversationalist.
Just kind of shrugs.
Damn.
There's no good way to respond to that one.
Fuck, dude.
You're the objective truth. Am I lying? You's a bitch. What is that?
Oh, shit.
Yeah, the objective truth is that we don't like you very much.
You suck.
You know, I could call my friends if
Alright,
you're
I
not
got a
going to
question.
be...
No. Maybe we can compare notes a little bit.
I got a
You
question
know.
for you.
You don't seem to, for someone who's the objective truth, you seem to get offended quite easily.
I love that the repeated thing with BBGs in this party is they show up and you guys all just start insulting. It's a repeated pattern.
Early on when we had our little meeting, has your extant ever protected you like that before?
It's never had need to. I'm not sure if it would have, or if that was a new development, but...
Because you too much of a bitch to fight for yourself.
What he said.
He just crosses his arms again, like, are you done?
But it's safe to say you've never seen anything like that before.
Conversation. No, that was new. Everything about that was new. The colors, the whatever was happening off the ship, that was news to me.
You seem like a very straightforward individual. I assume you asked your extant what it is?
I did. It was not as forthright with information as I usually am.
Well,
Yeah,
what did it say?
That's the words I'd use to describe you.
You know, I'm trying to be so nice. I'm trying to be cordial. He turns to Glib at this point. Comparing information for mutual benefit. And you...
You're trying to wipe out the universe, you big asshole! What the fuck are you talking about? Why should I give
Yes, and
anything
I'm
to you?
talking to a frog who's not wearing pants.
And I'm talking to an edgelord wearing a fucking black tax suit. Who's fucking cringy here, bastard? I can't wear clothes. You chose to wear that.
Damn. God damn.
You let him know!
Let me talk to him.
God damn.
A single silvery tear goes down his cheek.
Oh my god. No, he's fucking leaving. No, that was one of those lines. That was one of those. He fucking turns around and walks back into the room that he came out of.
You never survive an Xbox lobby. Yeah, well, you got no grip, so like...
Dude, literally post a money spread. What? What is that?
Well, he might be calling somebody. He did threaten to do that earlier, so just I'd be careful. But he did leave.
We're all laughing so hard. Yeah, we should probably run.
get out of here.
Where'd that cat go?
Where did the cat go?
He's gonna
I mean,
probably
you know what?
fucking dead again. Who knows?
You'll figure out about the cat.
This is why everyone wants us dead.
See, anyway,
Yeah,
he was a bitch. Fucking
That's
walked
fair.
away. Didn't even have
Nah, I
nothing.
don't like him. He tried to hire me to kill you guys. What the hell?
Asshole.
You know who I am.
I think he's probably really hurt, guys. He might be very sensitive on the inside.
Yeah, fuck him. He's trying to destroy the universe. Who gives a shit?
It was a funny joke.
It was you.
You guys.
Holy
should
shit! I
probably
made
book it,
Bello agree with me.
That is that is a good point. That was a revolutionary moment right there.
It is.
Yeah.
Do you have any more questions before you, or on the way? You
I
can ask
do.
on the way as you run somewhere.
Yeah, we should probably. I mean, the only place I could think to go that's kind of safe is my apartment.
The Nihilist did find us there, so I don't know how
That's
safe
true,
it
but
is.
we were also being followed. It's interesting. We can sometimes see their extents, but not always.
The first time they appeared, you could, and then when your shatter was blocked, you could see the objectives, but not usually.
We were being followed pretty rigorously then. Let's just run.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Raylius defense.
Really, it's defense. Get the fuck out of here.
As I'm running, can I ask my exit, can you please warn us if there is someone near that means us harm?
Yes, it can.
So, does mine actually run with us?
I like the imagery that it just glides on the ground.
I don't know why that's so funny to me.
I love the fact that he's probably in just a regular standing position, right? So he just looks like a game character who has no animation.
Yes, yeah.
Just-
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this might be too big of an ask. I'd say this. Hey, listen, man, this might be too big of an ask, but if you could go find out any other information on the powers of the crew of the Empty Threat, I'd love for you to get back to me on that.
It vanishes to hopefully find some level of information.
Well, I think that worked.
It's funny, there was another really important question that was almost asked, and then you guys decided to not ask it, and I'm wondering if anyone's
and I know I was so close.
I'm not going to give too many more hints. Hey, we got more episodes. You don't have to figure it out now.
Are we delegating?
This is the big mystery of the season.
Are we delegating to our extents? Is that okay? Could you make sure the rest of our friends are like safe, and maybe find out where they are?
It too vanishes.
It's kind of cool.
Oh,
having friends is so cool. I love you guys.
I feel like people
much more talkative after you disappeared.
It doesn't guarantee a good thing, but let's stay optimistic, I suppose.
Nobody's saying it back. That will hurt later.
You're my friend, Lawrence.
I need everybody to make a perception check.
I'm still not
as you book it to Good Bits.
100% certain you didn't sign that contract. So
I feel like we should not go back to this apartment that they absolutely
dirty 20. Hell yeah.
30-20. All right. So unless someone gets higher than that, we'll go off Glib's perception.
I just got 16.
I got a 6.
Yeah.
Bello.
I got like a 16. Nah.
A 16. All right, so Glib is the highest then. Glib, as you are booking it to Good Bits apartment, you start to notice that something is definitely up. The amount of just bystanders and passerby is quickly dwindling until eventually you are the only people on this street. And the buildings around you are starting to look strange, kind of distorted. And also, notably, the sky, which is usually artificially lit, is darkening.
Guys, I don't know if y'all are noticing, but I think we're marching into unreality right now. There's no one here. And I don't think the sky is supposed to look like that.
Maybe we took a wrong turn?
I don't know if this is a wrong turn sort of thing.
Well, I thought we were being optimistic.
Glib got back on stick. He's not running, he's floating. So he's just going to float upwards to, see if he can get a bird's eye view of this situation.
You float upwards, and you can see that the landscape and the streets of the city are not in the same orientation that they were. They are twisted and shifted, all very sort of dark, almost, like not in the same way that the Uncanny Valley all the way back in season 1 was. It's just it's stable. It's just very different and creepier.
Does it fade
corrupted?
off?
You have entered a Halloween Town version of the city in a sense.
Fuck.
Got it. And it does it fade off at all? Is it fading the farther that it goes?
It looks. That's a good question. How do I, what's the wording for this? I guess the geometry. The geometry of the space is the same. The walls are still where they are. The sector that you're in has not changed size. It's like you have just entered a different version of it.
So, listen, I don't want to talk shit on the cat, but I don't know if he brought us home. This don't look right.
How do we feel about I don't know if we're ready for all-out war, but we flew Time Skimmer through the nothing before, and if their ship's there, we could have a classic pirate fight in the nothing. We have a big hole that showed up in the...
I have a secondary question. Does any one of us know how to pilot a flying ship?
Nope.
I wonder if somehow the two halves of our group could coordinate and end up at the ship at the same time as we do.
Are you asking that to your extent?
stating it.
I'm just stating it as a
felt
fact
like-
to the universe.
You know what? There's enough. Previously, when you guys have done something like that, you can kind of get like a sort of twinge of like, oh yeah, like this, there's some sort of response. You feel nothing. No connection with the extant whatsoever.
Feel good about yourself, bud?
No.
No. Hey, how about we try and teleport and see if we're even on the right plane of existence?
Ship or apartment?
Ship.
I try to teleport us to the ship. I only got the one.
You teleport. Well, you have to roll for that, don't you?
Technically, yes, I do.
I do want you to roll for it.
Would you...
Also, someone asked, is Glib's extant still there? Glib heard his extant speak. It never physically manifested.
Okay. All we need to
But
get...
Glib did not send it off, if you want to ask it something, I guess.
All
Nah.
we need to get is above a 25 on a D100. So...
You shouldn't have said that out loud.
we're fine. 94.
Oh, all right.
94. You teleport to the hangar, where you see the same, like, alternate sort of Halloween Town, like, creepy version of Backspace, and what seem to be the smashed pieces of Time Skimmer in the place where the ship was.
I distinctly remember a intact ship being here.
Well, the hangar was being eaten as well.
And there was a demon here
Crushed.
shaking our shit around.
Is there still a hole?
No.
And I remember there being a hole there.
Notably, though, there are claw marks still in the ground from where and the door where the rejector came in.
So this is where we were. Otherwise, this wouldn't be here. That used to be our ship. There was a hole there that is now gone. Secondary plan. Do we have one?
We didn't have a first plan.
Awesome. How about we go back to that apartment and see if the building is still there?
Well, now we gotta walk.
Yeah, I was about to say, you only have one teleport, right? I want
Lovely.
everybody to make me a perception check.
Oh.
Can we long rest on the remains of what used to be Time Skip?
If you would like to.
17.
Sounds like a
I
bad
got
idea.
I want to do that morbid stuff.
Fuck. Perception? 14.
13.
Sticks.
I got a 14.
Oh, okay, I didn't hear. I heard 17 was the highest one.
Yeah, that was me.
17 is enough. You exit the ship. Well, the hangar, the garage, I guess. And you exit the hangar entirely back into the strange, I'm going to keep using the Halloween Town descriptions, of the whatever place of Backspace you're in. And Glib, you see something hovering above you. Now, I assume your immediate thought is that this is going to be some sort of extant.
Probably.
It is not.
Mhm.
You see the form of a tiefling floating there,
Oh,
unmoving,
son
arms
of a
and legs dangling
bitch!
downwards. No, there are changes. There are changes. This time, there are no bandages covering his face. He is dressed fairly unremarkably in pretty just normal clothes. But there are no bandages covering his face, and his eyes are glowing a burning white with sort of cracks and veins that go off into the rest of his face. And notably, you can see 4 massive, hulking, glowing, veiny arms emerging out of his back. And they are fully visible as he hovers there. And looking down at you, in a booming voice, he shouts, "Existence can't save you here." And then we'll cut the episode.
Oh my god.
And then we'll cut the episode.
What the fuck is happening?
What do you
It's going to be a fun boss fight next time.
mean we don't exist anymore? What do you
Existence
mean?
can't save you here.
I don't know.
Maybe they already destroyed the universe while we were dicking around in Emerald's office. Who knows?
You can you can maybe figure out how this guy works. I've given you more clues for what this thing is.
Yeah, what about his philosophical power set gives him big, muscly arms from his back?
Big muscly arms that were not visible before and are now.
And his blindfold is off.
And his blindfold is off, and his name is the Rejector.
Okay.
You can maybe figure it out.
Nope.
You'll have to figure it out in the after
You
show.
Wow.
Now, I love and hate that I have to say this. Next week's episode, I don't think we've actually said this for the cast. Next week's episode we'll have to see what we're doing. Because Mike has a schedule conflict that came up last minute. And we are getting close to the end of the season, so I don't exactly know. We are going to talk tonight, and again, I haven't told you guys this, but we're going to have a brief discussion tonight about scheduling to try to lock down like how many more episodes specifically of season 3 we're going to do before we go into Pandas. So that will kind of determine what next week's episode is going to be. We're either going to do a breakpoints that I will try very hard since we've had to do so many lately to make like very canon relevant. I might do something more about the origin of the empty threat, something of them if you want to. I'll make it relevant so that it'll fit more into the main canon. But if we absolutely have to, we'll do another main canon episode based on schedules, but that will get announced later. We're going to try to make that work. But there will be an episode next week regardless. So there will be something next Friday. Tune in for that. Again, I will make it very canon relevant, even if it is not technically a main canon thing. So, otherwise, do we have anything else that we got to say?
That's it? It's all cool.
I think that's it. We talked about annual Patreon being a thing. I talked about Canon Clash Saturdays at 8 p.m. Central on this Twitch channel. If you're here now, tomorrow, Mike is going to be on. If you're watching this later, there will be a YouTube up where Mike was on. But yeah, I believe that is everything. Lots more hints revealed. I'm very curious to see theories. I would love for you guys to put theories in Discord, because I'm at the point where I can read them now since this is all locked down. So I want to see. I was seeing some really good ones in the chat. I think, and I need to go back and read this for sure, I think at least one person got it. I think at least one person in the chat I think one person got it right. I'm not going to say who, obviously, but I'll go back and confirm it, but I do believe at least one person of the like 130 that are here has figured out the true nature of the extant, so that'll be a fun little tease. But yeah, that is it for this episode. I do hope you guys enjoy. We're going to cut now, and I will explain Schrodinger's cat to Momo in the after show.
Get it.
So thank you all for watching. We will see you next week. Yeah, and hopefully tomorrow for Canning Clash.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Boss fight next week, guys. It's going to be fun.
Bye.